indeed. Yo, what is the deal? Welcome to the No Pick Show, where there's no hand holder. We do it fast on emotion. Please be sure like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification if you haven't already. Al, how you doing, big dog?
I'm cooling, dog. Cooling. You heard me hitting them with the double hitter. You heard me.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So, what you take away from the summer league game today?
I was good. I thought summer league went well, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I was good to see the level of competitiveness.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sham Guy did a really good showing in his first summer league. He didn't seem overwhelmed. The team, like, they had an opportunity to let go of the rope, and for the most part, against most of the teams they played against, honestly, they were undermanned. Meaning, like, the other teams had better players in almost every matchup. Like the game against the Suns and the Hornets specifically.
Yeah,
the Hornets had a bunch of like first round picks and people that's and then in the second game, it was also very similar to that as well. When Fleming out there and fucking Kaman Malach out there, and I think Cole Pete and all. So I think the summer league went really well. And then today, it looked like it was getting away. They fought, made it competitive. I thought the summer league was real promising.
Shout out to the homie Michael Morgan in building with the 2-piece. Appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate you always. It was good, homie. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, bro, but Jonas got deported today, fam.
Yes.
Jonas went back home. He's free. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Jeremy, what's happening with your homie? Shout out to Jeremy in the building. So let me ask you something. And I was just about to bring this up to Jeremy. What do you make of Jerron not playing?
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't like it.
Why not? Do you think he did enough in summer league to not play?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I ain't think Fisnum did enough to play. Dog, he was it's not like he had one of these games where he just looked like the best player on the court. He didn't have one of those 20, 30 point games. He was still finding his rhythm. Whoa, what's good, Jaden? Appreciate you, dog. He was still finding his rhythm.
Right.
Finding his rhythm. I think he needed as many reps as possible. It don't look like somebody that was he wasn't the best player on the team. Like you could argue
Jerome?
Yeah. Like Kobe Buffkin.
I think Buffkin was the best player this summer league.
Yeah. So like I don't think he through his play earned not playing. I think I personally believe the minutes is more beneficial to him. But I understand they wanted to give some other guys an opportunity to play in some different roles and stuff. So I get it, but it's just kind of like those people that you invested in, a second round pick is an investment. Yeah. You need to give that dude as many opportunities to like accelerate as much as possible. So I didn't like it, but it is what it is.
I thought he had a rough summer league.
I agree.
I thought he had a rough summer league shooting. The handle really wasn't there. The lateral quickness didn't appear to be there right now. He's gonna spend a lot of time in Kenai. Imagine. Shout out to the homie Ryan in the building. He said Buffkin Noel. You know what's funny? Man, I just wish Buffkin was like 6 feet at least. Because Noel, I'm sorry. If he was just like 6'1", because
he got a good floor game, bro.
Bro is a hell of a passer. Left it all out there on the court today, even during the inefficient game. One thing I will say about the Pelicans this summer league is that they leaving it all out there on the court. Now, one can say it's because like y'all playing for y'all careers, y'all playing for y'all lives. Like a lot of these dudes, the lion's share just won't be on the roster. I think if it's up to me today, the two-way is going to Buffkin, maybe Dia, and Pierre.
Yeah. Right? Pierre getting it off the
he getting drafted
off the dump. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be interesting to see. Then you got guys, of course, gonna get camp invites. I think it's time to end the Hunter Dickinson experiment. Like I was watching Hunter Dickinson run up the court the other day. And I was just locked in on him. Like, let me just watch. Bro. And I was just like, you need to get an agent. You could be in a lot of movies. Yeah, you could be in a lot of movies, bro. Look, they making a new Freddy Krueger movie. You know they're gonna make another Jason movie. You would be a fire Jason. Go this no, like don't. And I hope we don't waste no more time with these situations because. One of the themes of today's show, is where the Pelicans currently stand. Something I want to delve into is that, do you think the Pelicans are potentially wasting time? And that's going to be something we want to talk about. Shout out to Jeremy. I see a lot of people love Deal, but why keep him and Queen? Yeah,
you keeping Queen for right now.
Yeah, you keep it Queen at least in the short term. Yeah, I just see so much Derek Queen in this game. Like today again, like watching him, I'm like, you remind me a lot of Derek. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just it's mind boggling to me. Of course, I think Derek's the better player, but it's just like, yo, what the hell? So shout out to everybody in the building. So let me ask you this, bro, and we're gonna talk about Jonathan Kuminga in a minute. We're gonna talk about
buzzing in the summer year.
Yeah, it's my auntie. I'm gonna hit her back. We're gonna talk about Jonathan Kuminga in a minute, but I'm sorry about that, y'all. But so, what do you make of the Pelicans? Obviously, not having made any moves yet, and this appearing to be sticking with the status quo for now. Do you think that that's time wasting to where they could have potentially been building some camaraderie with a new free agent? Do you think people are waiting on a LeBron fallout? Do you think there's some negotiations going on behind the scenes? Because one thing that has been strongly reiterated to me time and time again is that Joe Dumars does not want to give up assets. Again, we saw Trevon Brazile have a great game the other day. What up, Lonnie? What up, Illuminati? What's up with both of y'all, man? We saw Brazile have an incredible game. Honestly, one of the picks that David Griffin traded was this year's draft pick. So you could have potentially gotten Brazile. Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Now, when I was talking to a couple people in the know, they were kind of just like, what up with your sis? Shout out to P. Fowler. How you doing, sis? I hope you and the husband doing well. Shout out to sister P. Fowler. Like,
sure.
One of the things that was told to me around draft time is that it was just too expensive to move up in the second round for the Pelicans.
I can see that.
Yeah, it was too expensive to move up. And the Pelicans right now don't have the second round picks to attach to and incentivize teams to move up. Maybe you could have bought a pick with some cash, but on the surface, if you're just using second round picks to move up, it was very expensive to try to do that. So that being the case, what do you think the Pelicans are currently doing based on what you know and some of the rumors that have been swirling around?
So I understand the patient approach, right? I definitely understand the patient approach. I'll say this as far as like the asset thing of like first. As far as like the second round picks, in order for you to sacrifice, like I would prefer, and this is just me, I would prefer sacrificing, because we do have some future seconds, but it's like very minimal. I think we got like
I gotta go look and see.
I think we got like one or something, or we just start like getting seconds in the future or something like that. But hypothetically, if it would have took this second for this year and one other future, like a far out second or whatever,
the Pelicans have a second in next year's draft, and they have another second in 2030 and 31. They got 2 seconds in 31, and then 32, 33. So you gotta,
it's down the line.
Yeah, you gotta,
I would say this for me, and I like Pierre, but if it would have took this year's second and say that 2030 second to go get Trevon Brazile, I would have been willing to do that. Right. So my opinion is, as far as like the assets, I understand value in the assets. I get it, especially for a place like this.
Yeah.
If you're going to move assets, it's just gotta be on somebody you think is worth it, right?
Immediate help. Yeah.
Yes. Like if hypothetically, if a couple of those seconds, let's say 2-3 of those seconds, right, would have got you into the back end of the first round. I don't know if it would have or not, but let's just say 2-3 seconds would have got you to where Cam Carr range was. I probably would have been with. I personally,
you think 3 seconds would have got you in the first?
I don't know, because you seen people moving all over the place a little bit. I don't think so, but I'm just saying, like, this is just hypothetically, right? If you could have moved a couple seconds to get up to the back end or whatever, something like that, I mean, those people weren't really moving like that either. So maybe not. Maybe
we didn't
not.
see it. We didn't see as much movement as we thought we was going to see.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you didn't really see as much movement in general, right? So I don't know what people just say what the cost was to move. We don't truly know what the cost was. To move. That's what I mean when I put that out there. So it's just hypothetically. So from that point, I kind of understand. As far as like the target aspect, and I'm sorry for the the long answer. As far as from the targets, right? You can, in the slow movement of free agency, you could love a target, right? That don't mean that target that person's first option.
Yeah, especially on free agency.
You get what I'm saying? So like, especially when you don't have the most lucrative situation for said option, right? Like, so for the most part, like, we talking about what kind of places the Pelicans, like, why are the Pelicans being so slow? But again, you're not most teams' first option anyway. Most players' first option. I'm sorry.
And there's a couple other teams that, I mean, look, I feel like, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you good.
I meant, like, you got other teams that haven't really done anything via free agency. Like, I think the Lakers make it appear like they did a bunch of shit. The Clippers didn't really do nothing aside from the Kawhi trade. But the most active teams this offseason have been the Lakers and the Timberwolves. So, okay, like, there's a ton of teams that haven't really done anything. Like, Cleveland didn't do nothing. Denver hasn't really done much thus far. Of course, we know what happened with the Celtics and Philly. But
most people just brought back their own players.
Yeah, most people just brought back their own players for the most part, because this wasn't a very strong free agency. But I think one of the things I question is, are we, and we want to make sure we protect our assets, of course. Are we a little too confident in some of the players on the roster? Are some of these decisions relationship driven? Is the trade market just that bad, like, as far as returns? Because again, we just saw LaMelo traded for 1 first and stuff. You know what I'm saying? We just saw a couple guys pretty much given away via trade for the most part. So, shout out to Mike in the building. Say Griff really traded Devontae Graham, the 24 pick, the 26 pick, the 28 pick, the 29 pick. These are all seconds for 2 months of Josh Richardson, who Willie Green started immediately over Trey Murphy, who was playing well, might I add. He was playing well. And then he traded another second to move off of Kyra Lewis, who he drafted over Tyrese Maxey. But that's neither here nor there. Right? But do you think there's too much focus being put on internal growth potentially, and not enough focus being put on bringing in talent? Because we heard about Zaire Williamson. There's been some rumors about Kuminga. Last season, they was trying to get Ben Mathurin reportedly. Do you think too much focus is being put on, like, this hypothetically speaking, like, I like Herb Jones as a person. I like DeJounte as a person. I like Carlo as a person. Versus going out there and adding talent that can contribute on the court. What's your position on that? I see that reported everywhere.
Yeah, I personally don't think that. Like, I personally don't think that is relationship based. Like, even with DeAndre, like, I think that's some relationship to a degree, but I think bringing DeAndre back was relationship on top of, like, the intangibles of what they felt they needed. As far as, like, the moves themselves, and I'm not trying to defend the team, but I don't think it's got anything to do with relationships at all. I just really think they don't want to. They're trying to be overly cautious of the assets, right? And then realistically, who you giving the assets up for? So like, let's have this conversation, right? The premier wings right now, aside, I mean, Brian, but Brian's not really coming that don't really count, right?
Right.
So
course, yeah.
who we talking about right now? Let's say Peyton Watson, Kuminga, and
Ben Mathurin to a
Ben
lesser
Mathurin.
degree. Yeah.
Right. That's probably the 3 best wings left. The other ones previous that signed was like Quentin Grimes, Kelly Oubre, any of those players.
Fontecchio. Like, there's rotational players. Like
rotational players, right? Any of those players, like if you had to sign and trade for them, would you give up a first for any one of those players?
The ones that which one? The Grimes, them?
Not Grimes and none of them. Like clearly you're not.
Oh, you're talking about like the Peyton Watsons and guys of that nature.
Understandably, you're not giving it up for like Grimes and none of them, right? Like for sure that's not happening. So now you talk about like Ben Mathurin and all of those kinds of players.
Oh no, I'm not doing that.
So again,
so
it's
that's
like that's another issue. Like
I don't even know if I'm trading seconds for those guys.
That's what exactly. So if I'm in the teams that have control over those players, that because you don't have the space to just sign them out right? Now you sitting there like, all right, in order for me to go get a true wing, I either have to give up Herb, which I think they're willing to give up Herb, but now it's kind of like
right.
If I wanted to turn Herb Jones into Peyton Watson, like how much is it going to cost me to turn Herb Jones into Peyton Watson? And shout out to Mike, man. Me and Mike had this conversation. We was talking about Peyton Watson. I'm like, I'll probably give up a first for Peyton Watson. He was like, what the fuck has Peyton Watson done to deserve being traded for a first? Which
Peyton
is
Watson
really
got
good.
A hell of a I like Peyton Watson. He got a hell of a reputation right now.
He ain't done nothing.
And I think a part of that, and shout out to Mike. I see your question. We got your question started, bro. I think a part of the shit with Peyton Watson is kind of similar to Trey, to where it's like, well, it just ain't a ton of wings out there, like starting caliber elite potential wings out there. And I think 6'9", 6'10",
but at least in Trey's defense, he's played.
Yeah, at least Trey got like seasons of like, hey, this guy's pretty good. Versus like Peyton got one season. Jalen Duren, who had an incredible year, he's not a wing, but he has one season. So it's like I totally get it. I think you make an excellent point when you talk about like what guys that were like legitimately sign and trade candidates that I would be willing to sacrifice any type of real draft capital for, and it's really none of it. Kessler probably would have been the only one, and I wouldn't have given up what the Lakers gave up for him. Like on top of giving them that contract, fuck no. I would have to think that once I sign Kessler, I'm getting a ring. Like I would have to think that, and I absolutely don't think that. So what I think on the real, I think the front office is paying for a lot of mistakes that they made last offseason, right? And I don't think they made a ton of mistakes, but I think the Herb extension was one of them.
Yes.
I think
if Herb was on expiring, it would probably be significantly easier to sign and trade Herb.
Yeah, or you could just be like, all right, worst case scenario.
Yeah, we're riding it out.
We just ride it out, see what happens. We trade the deadline. Because the market right now for Herb, I imagine, isn't especially rich. I'm sure there's some teams that would want him, but I don't think
Herb.
Yeah, I don't think you're about to get no bad teams giving you 2 firsts for Herb. So you're talking about some early seconds, maybe, especially if like the lottery like reverses and teams at the back of the lottery are going to be at the front of the second. Well, the back of the draft going to be at the front of the second round, if I'm not mistaken. Then cool, that makes it a bit more appealing. But if like I think, and I say this with Herb a ton of times in particular, like you don't want to overplay your hand in the trade market because Herb ain't Trey in my opinion, in the sense that I just keep him. And like, no, you don't. No, now you have to know. That's not. You don't got that leverage in this one, and that's why I'm questioning. Like, what's your real? If you're the front office or what have you, what's your real roster evaluation here? Because I think it would be kind of what's the word I'm looking for? I'm gonna say it'll be a little arrogant to presume that Mosley's just going to fix everything without you at least making some reasonable additions to this roster.
I think What I end up doing, because I have this conversation with myself when I wake up, though, I'm watching the games, I'm looking at different teams and who could we target, right? How can we go about it? One, you ultimately end up coming to the same names. Second, now that the draft is gone, some of the players that you would have been willing to take, like for example, we was looking at, not saying that you still probably wouldn't do Jalen Smith for her, but you ultimately keep coming to the same name: Chicago, Jalen Smith; Cleveland, Max Strus; Denver, Cam Johnson. But then
Jared Allen, hopefully.
Jared, like it's the same names each time, right? And then you look at those teams and you say, well, why would we take her? Right? So, like some of you understand, like I understand Cleveland because you need defense to a degree, right? You need somebody to go out there and guard. So maybe you'll do Strus for Herb, but I'm not giving you no motherfucking pick. You got to be willing to just.
Yeah. Or if you're the Lakers, it's like maybe I would attach. I don't even know what their second round capital is, but like maybe I would attach some draft capital to go get Herb, even with Zion Williams now on the roster.
So you go through that issue. So then you have to look at the roster and say, okay.
Oh boy, the Lakers ain't got no motherfucking picks. Go ahead. Oh my god.
They don't have
my
picks like
god.
The next, 5 years or something
it's bad.
It's
bad. It's kind of ugly. Go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, nah. So let's say you know now you got to look at the roster and say, okay, how can I maximize the roster? Let me ask you this. And this is my thought. A simple adjustment of Sadiq Bey into the starting lineup and Herb Jones off the bench, I think raises your team, like raises the ceiling of your team, just because it's better usage, right? Your starting lineup becomes more effective. Your bench becomes a little bit more effective. And I think that helps your team. So if I find myself in a situation where it's kind of like, okay, I can't give away my future assets because it's not really a player out there.
Yeah, for me to really I wouldn't offer more than like 3 seconds, if that, for DeMontis right now and salary.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you do that. Then you come back to, okay, if I'm not giving up my future capital, who's out there that's worth me giving up my future capital? Nobody. Like Devin Booker's not available.
Yeah, like no star level players available right now.
Yeah.
I was about to say, who the fuck is Danielle Hunter? Shout out to my dog Michael Morgan. Yo, I got your question started, Mike. Shout out to homie Michael Morgan. What's happening with your most hated? Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Look, we got like 20 likes. Let's hit the like button. We got twice as many people in the building. Take a moment, hit the like button for us. You heard me. To your point, I do feel like there's no one out there really worthy of spending those assets, and I also think that's why you haven't seen a trade for her yet. Now, I've been told that there's several. Whoa, what up with you, Brock? I've been told by people in different camps and stuff like that there's been several offers on the table for Trey Murphy.
Several. I bet there have been.
Like at least more than 3.
But
I don't know if they're like offers from the standpoint of like you getting players and picks, which I would think that's what they would want because you want to stay competitive, or if it's just like maybe it's some bump picks and just matching salary, or maybe it's long-term salary you're not interested in taking on, especially if it's bad. And ultimately, you like, well, Trey's cost control. He averaged 20. I don't have to trade him. This is not like a toxic situation. But I've been told that they had several offers on the table for Trey. I've been hearing that for like weeks.
I think having several offers for Trey makes sense. At the same time, I just don't think you could justify trading Trey right now. Like it's just like
you can't.
Move. The move has to blow you away. Like it can't just be, oh yeah, they got offers. It's like no, somebody has to like blow you away. Like again, man, if I'm moving Trey, let's say Detroit really want Trey.
There's nothing they got, honestly, to me.
No, like, and for them to blow me, like, I need a SAR.
Start with a SAR. Like,
it starts with a SAR.
Yeah.
Like, again, if we're not talking a SAR, I don't care what nothing else on the phone sound like. Click. But that don't mean they ain't making an offer.
Right.
Like, so, and that's probably with most teams. Let's say Golden State made an offer.
I'm sure
they don't have a player on the roster.
You don't like Moody? No, I'm fucking with you. Moody can't play. He got a patella.
Yeah, he hurt. Like there's not a player on the roster that you like. All right,
I need something.
Yeah, who else? Like who else? No, it's gotta be. Yeah, come on, man. I'm supposed to move trade again. Like if Houston called for trades, like, oh, all right. So what I'm in? Like I'm in.
Yeah, it's like if a man is off the table, then it's like.
Sengun?
So I'm starting with
Sengun.
They got to at least start with Jabari. Like I'm starting with Jabari and like stuff from that. So that's why it's kind of like they're in an interesting situation just based on this particular market. To where it's like, all right, this is shout out to D. I agree. Like this is more of a role player market. Like you can start, but this is not a single all-star that's really switched teams unless you count like Norman Powell or what's his name?
LeBron eventually,
and Jaylen Brown. But like aside from that, like this isn't like a rich market. But shout out to the car in the building also. But I will say this. I will say this. I think because we spoke about this last show, and now we're going to transition into the Kuminga talk and interest in wings. I do think the interest in wings the past 2 seasons, because at this point it's been 2 seasons. Because at this point it was Ben Mathurin during the regular season when you heard the rumors about discussions for Ben Mathurin and Eve. I'm like, okay, that's a wing, and you already had all the wings you have now, and you didn't bring any new wings in.
Shout out to the homie Clarence Lodge. Discussion with Kuminga. Previous Scoop B talked about that a lot. That they was trying to figure that. Take it with a grain of salt, but
you might want to take that with an ocean or so, right? You might want because I don't know. I've heard different things about that. I don't know, right? But let's say hypothetically speaking, let's say it's true, right? Let's say they did have some interest in Kuminga last season, of course, and of course. With Kuminga, he was a restricted free agent last season, so it would have been coming up a rookie scale deal would have been a little bit difficult to make that happen. But you had Ben Mathurin. Now this season, I'm sure there's some interest in Kuminga. I'm sure there's been interest in some other available wings. We just heard about Ziaire Williams the other day. Now, and I think the most important part about hearing about Ziaire Williams after he went somewhere else was the fact that there was no leak about that prior to after he went to the Lakers.
No.
So that's why I was like, I wouldn't presume that they're not doing shit. But I think the thing that has some people concerned, at least online, and I totally understand, just kind of like to see things both ways, is that you don't get credit for almost getting it done, right? You gotta get it done. And it still lends to if you do have interest in Kuminga, who at this point the money ain't out there, bro. Like at this point, anybody breaking in Kuminga, it's most likely going to be a sign and trade type scenario. And if it is a sign and trade type scenario, that's about 3 years. Like you have to give them 3 years. I'm hoping that it's like 2 years with an option if it's the Pelicans. And you got to be willing to play ball. I just don't know what would interest Atlanta at this point if Herb Jones would interest Atlanta. Like we spoke about this. You said you would do that if Atlanta was like, well, we're going to need some incentive to do that. Would you add in maybe a second? Do you think Kuminga at this stage? To me, Kuminga is a clear Herb upgrade, but do you think Kuminga at this stage is the best utilization of your resources when you have Bay, let's say Kuminga, Trey, Bryce, Zion? Do you think that's the best utilization of your resources at this stage?
It depends
versus a big man.
To me, it depends on the number that I got Kuminga for. If my number for Kuminga was hypothetically 3 for 15, right? Like 3 at 15.
Yeah.
But it cost me a second, I'd probably be willing to do that because that's Herb plus Herb's 20 and 22 or whatever Herb contract.
Yeah, it goes to 20 next year, I believe.
Yeah, in the next couple years. So it depends on what my numbers for Kuminga are. If I'm willing to offer the second, and then I personally think right now Kuminga is a better player than Herb. So I would get a better player. I would move off of the I think I'd be willing to, because again, not that seconds aren't valuable. They're clearly valuable, which we're noticing now. But again, if you look at it as using a pick to acquire a player while also getting a more a different type, a better cost control asset, I would look at that as a win personally.
Mm-hmm.
How do you view that? Would you view that as a win?
I view it as a win. I think Kuminga can help you in a number of ways. I think he helps you with rebounding, which Herb doesn't. I think he helps you with scoring. Like, he's capable of more scoring outbursts, which I don't think Herb is necessarily capable of at this stage. I shout out to Clarence. I think this is a good question. Nah, I personally I wouldn't, because I think it's a lateral move, and I think Sadiq and Kuminga are like similar tiered players at this stage. So I think it would be too lateral of a move. That's why I wouldn't do it. But I think I would certainly do it if there was an avenue for them to like move her for Kuminga. My question, because I think Kuminga probably knows that the money ain't necessarily out there like that. He's probably looking for like security at this point.
Yeah, you got
an opportunity. Like, you're gonna get minutes if you play. You might start for the Pelicans. Like, you have an opportunity to start at the 3 or 4 for the Pelicans. Like, you had, that's a real opportunity for you, because the Pelicans can't put out a too big lineup as currently constructed. Like, you just can't do it. So and you look at how some of those, you think about some of the Detroit teams in the past, like, what's his name? Rasheed Wallace was not a big. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He was 6'11", 7 feet, however tall he was.
6'11" stretch forward. Like, he was too ahead of the game. Like, if he would have been playing right now, he'd be making $100 million easy. Shout out to the home Louisiana gal in the building. If you look at the OKC teams from back in the day, you look at the last Pistons team. Like, you got, Stewart is a big stylistically, but he's not much bigger than Kuminga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think
you could run it with wings. I'm saying, like, I'm saying you can play with wings on the court. Like, I hate to say it this way, but like, while teams are moving to centers, like, Aaron Gordon is what? Like, Aaron Gordon,
he's like 6'8", but he like a athletic beast, or at least he was.
Yeah, well, but he was like he's like a forward, but he plays more like
4 or 5.
Yeah,
and then you got Jokic, who's a big ass.
Yeah, there's only certain teams that's really playing like true like bigs like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think if Kuminga has the size and strength to be able to out there and sustain some of the punishment that I don't think Herb has been able to sustain, which is what's been causing the injuries and stuff like that. Like, so I think it's just, and realistically, I think Herb will function better in Atlanta, to be honest, like insulated with the amount of like players and offense and other wings that they have. So like, I think it works both ways. If I'm being honest, I do it. And I think as far as Kuminga goes, like if you certain places you go to, like, I think it's gonna be, they won't appreciate you, in my opinion. I think if you came here and performed, like, that's another thing I don't think people think about when you go to like small market teams. If you go to a small market team and you help them succeed, bro, you like damn near a legend. Like, if you go to,
it don't take much.
No, it don't take like CJ came here and in like 3 seasons is the all-time leading. Well, I think Trey just passed him, but
Trey. I think Trey passed him.
I thought Trey did Trey pass. I thought Trey passed CJ for 3-pointers in the season. One of the
Trey started. I think Trey started. He started sitting out games toward the end of the season because he had like an ankle, and then he kind of shot poorly to end the season.
I'm gonna have to look at CJ.
He might have.
But I'm saying, I know CJ in like 3 seasons was like the all-time leading 3-point shooter in Pelicans history.
He totally changed the way he even played to join the Pelicans. I just think that, and I'm hoping that everyone's in lockstep, right? I'm hoping that the vision and the plan is clear. Of course, they're not gonna call Chaz and tell, look, Chaz, this is everything we doing. Like nobody's gonna like, because again, even like the Zion Williams shit, no one really knew about that. There's gonna be a shout out to home at Audio Facts in the building with Brandon. Oh yeah, Brandon Boston, man. I think he had they had a deadline for his contract for it to be guaranteed, if I'm not mistaken.
He was off the ankle injury.
Yeah, he was coming off like a bad ankle. He went overseas and balled out though. I like Brandon Boston. I thought he was a really good, solid backup. Yo, shout out to everybody in the building. We got 54 people in the building. Let's hit the like button. Let's get the likes up to 50. Shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. Yeah, man. I look. One thing. And I understand it, because I've never been in an NBA locker room. I've never, played at that level, and I don't know anything necessarily about team building at an executive level, just any type of professional level in the NBA. What I don't want, because I know it's coach talk, I know some of it is executive talk. I don't want the emphasis to necessarily be on on culture versus talent. Because I kind of don't care how much a bad player or a mediocre player buys in. I think
they can't help you.
Yeah, I think when you're in a market like this, you're gonna have to take some risk on talent that sometimes the buy-in may be a little questionable. They might want to take their ball and go home. And in the past, maybe they've showcased that. Like for example, with Cam Thomas has never won at a high level in the NBA. He's put forth some incredible individual numbers here and there, but people, he's an introvert. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not like a team friendly guy.
He say he don't talk. He just show up ready to I'm buzzing your ass.
Yeah, I'm an introvert. So that's kind of being used against him in the NBA world and free agency, right? Then you got guys like Kuminga, who I think you made an excellent point last show when you spoke about Kuminga coming off the bench in Atlanta, putting forth incredible effort down the line, and shot 34% from three last season, which isn't great, but Kuminga also does other things. Kuminga initially was more of a mid-range player. So now he's kind of like, I guess, figuring out like, bro, that's not gonna help.
That's not the game.
That's not the game. That's something you do at the end of the fourth quarter, end of the shot clock, when we desperately need somebody that can just go get a tough bucket. But I think I just hope that we're not leaving no stone unturned. I'll say that.
I think this is my honest opinion, bro. I think your options are based off of what other people don't want. Like if we was in the club, right, and the Pelicans are trying to pick a girl, I don't think the Pelicans are the most handsome dude in the party.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like you ain't really something like that. Yeah.
You gotta have some money.
So you probably like, once everybody kind of choose, and you gotta pick out of the stragglers, like who kind of left at the end of the night. That's
like, look, you need to get to work, bro. Fuck if this car got a scratch on it.
Yeah,
you gotta get to work every day.
Exactly. So I think I really look at it that way as far as them. So like Kuminga ends up being a true option for you because he's ultimately about to be out of options.
He's the person that could very easily be playing on a minimum contract.
Yes,
if he don't get a good deal this year.
So now in that case, you gotta like, can you do what you need to do to offer that guy some, like DeAndre? You gave DeAndre his version of security.
Yeah.
Can you make the Kumingas of the world an offer to where it's kind of like, you know what, though? Y'all, the same shit I be saying about Trey, bro. Y'all been showing me some interest. You ain't just hoping I come. Like you gotta show somebody some affection, man, some love to get them to want to come fuck with you. You ain't done enough. Like you ain't done enough for somebody to just be like, I want to go be a New Orleans Pelican, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, that I agree, and I think not having roster spots right now is making things tough as well. Look, I feel like there are opportunities to improve around the edges because I don't think the opportunities have to be major. I just think Like, again, Kuminga helps you with scoring. He helps you with shooting. He helps you with rebounding. Not at a major level. He don't help you with shooting at a major level. But Kuminga can go out there and get 5-6 rebounds. That would be significant when you talk about a team that doesn't get a lot of rebounding from the center position or wing position. Go ahead.
To your point, to that amazing video you used to show Joe Dumars, we don't need shooting. We need a score. Joe Dumars likes scores.
Yeah, and motherfucker put the ball in the hoop.
Kuminga was able to, able to put the ball in a hole at certain times. It don't have to necessarily be, he's going to stand out there on the perimeter and just knock down jumpers. It's like, no, can you score what we need? When we need a bucket, I don't give a fuck how you go get it. Can you go get one?
And you know what's funny? Shout out to Coach Mosley, right? So Coach Mosley did an interview today, and shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Coach Mosley did an interview earlier today, prior to the game, with former Pelicans coach and Orlando coach. It's funny, they both.
That's ironic.
That's ironic, like motherfucker. But former coach, and he spoke about how the Pelicans want to play, right? And he talked about them paint touches. He kept emphasizing paint, collapsing the paint, getting to the cup, creating opportunities, collapsing the paint. So he spoke about that with Zion in particularly. So you already know that applies to Fears as well.
Absolutely.
But I'm like, that only applies to about 2 of you motherfuckers. Like, that don't really apply to certain guys. That's why I feel like that. I'm like, are all you guys in lockstep? Like, you know what I'm saying? And all of you guys in lockstep from the standpoint of, we know that you probably can't move DeJounte right now. Especially based on what the market. You probably couldn't get a second for him right now. Right? You probably couldn't move DeJounte right now. You probably could move Poole because he's expiring, but you're not getting nothing good in return.
What would be the point of moving Poole? Like, that hurts you in the grand scheme.
Yeah, like it would have to be go and get Sabonis, like a longer, worse contract. And you probably still got to attach an asset to get Sabonis, right? So if you just looking at the roster just in total, it's like only a couple of y'all capable, as currently constructed, of how Mosley says he wants to play. So what does that mean for the rest of these guys? Does that mean what does you feel me? Like, when we talk about all this toughness and getting into the paint and physicality, I'm like, that don't describe like 3, 4. That don't describe like 2, 3 of the starters.
No, so, Poole fits, Zion fits. DeJounte, based off the skill set, don't. But if you look at DeJounte compared to what he had running the point guard with like Suggs, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I don't think Suggs is just significantly better than DeJounte based off like
recently.
That's
I can only judge a nigga about what he did recently, and that's the fucked up part. It's like, well, damn, recently you've been so Poole that is like you ain't who you really beating off the dribble, who you being super duper physical with. At least Suggs, like, if Suggs wasn't gonna do nothing else, you wasn't leaving the game versus Suggs 100%. Suggs was gonna take you the fuck out. I done seen Suggs injure like 3, 4 people. Suggs a cold-blooded nigga.
Was one risk? See, that's a tough question. I don't know.
I'm gonna start this question. That's a very good question.
I don't know. I've been thinking about that for the longest, bro. We'll talk about it in a second. But like DeJounte, like Herb, for example, don't really, because I know he really wants everybody to be able to get to the paint and either score or kick.
Or at least like if DeJounte can play off ball more, which I don't know if he'd like that because that didn't really work out in Atlanta. If he can play off ball and have some really good catch and shoot numbers, now that would be exceptional as well.
I wonder if he put. I wonder if he's again is all about what everybody in this. Again, DeJounte trying to get paid. You got to do whatever you got to do for this shit to work, dog. Like all of these DeJounte, Poole, Herb got his money, but And when you get your money to a degree, I feel like I could use you however I need to use you. So if I feel like in Sadiq about to get his money, so one of y'all coming off the bench, somebody coming off the bench. So it's just everybody is incentivized to do whatever it is we need to do for this shit to work and y'all to look good and win. DeJounte, another thing for DeJounte, because you were talking about if he'll be, I think it should at least behoove him to be willing to show more of his off-ball game, because that's going to be one of the things that almost any team at this point is going to ask you to be able to do.
Because like we spoke about this last time, right? As it pertains to DQ, there's better players right now, just right now, I'm not saying historically, there's better players right now that I would rather the ball be in their hands. And DeJounte is a career 39% three-point shooter. Now, catch and shoot three-point shooter, not overall catch and shoot. Now, last season he shot. Okay, well, I don't need to bring up last season, right? It wasn't good. The season before that, I'm not gonna bring up either season. So I'm not gonna bring up either season. The last couple seasons, DeJounte couldn't shoot, period, in catch and shoot situations. So I'm thinking like, all right, so Mosley already said in his opening press conference, he anticipates the ball being in Zion's hands a lot for us, the quote-unquote point Zion thing with him collapsing defense. That means you need some people that can take advantage of those opportunities.
Yes.
I.e. Sadiq Bey, Bryce McGowan shot like 40% on catch and shoot opportunities last season, if I'm not mistaken. Carlo can shoot and catch and shoot situation. Yes. We already know what Trey can do. I think Fears is going to improve in that area. But
his shot started to come along later in the season as well.
Yeah.
He's a quick decision maker at times.
Very quick decision maker. I like Fears because he's decisive. Very decisive, got that dog in him, alpha mentality. I fucks with Jeremiah Fears, right? So if you want to talk about, like, if you look at roster construction and the guy, like this past season, he shot 36% on catch and shoot threes, according to Google. Wait, is this? I hope they don't mean college. They might mean college. They might mean college.
I know during the second half of the season, he started to do a lot better on his catch and shoots.
Let's see.
Like he was much more comfortable down the stretch with his shooting in general.
Yeah, I think they're mistaken on this. Google got me fucked up. I don't think that's right. Yeah, they keep showing the college numbers. They're not showing his catch and shoot NBA numbers this season. So I have to go double check that. But I think he could take advantage of some of the opportunities in catch and shoot scenarios. So
go ahead.
No, go ahead. You good?
No. I'm just saying. I think all of them are gonna have to take it. Like everybody on it, similar to CJ.
He shot 33% on catch and shoot. Okay, so that's not very good.
I think again. I think his initial shoot numbers, 30%. Like the season is long. Also, I think his shooting numbers dipped when he starting, as opposed to his numbers when he was off the bench. Again,
that's a good point. Yeah,
rookie responsibility, people you're playing. Like it was just.
Let's do this.
I don't want to give everybody a mulligan on the season because that's not fair.
Okay, my bad. Now. There wasn't a ton of attempts in March. There wasn't a ton of attempts. It was a little under one attempt. So, I guess you probably shouldn't even count it, really. But he shot 39% on catch and shoot situations in March. Let's go to February. Post it. Okay, so that's not go to February. That's pretty bad. In April, he wasn't really playing like that. So 31. Okay, so we're just not going to count Fears for catch and shoot. Unless he improves, but that does not count him for now.
So let's look at this. Part of Fears' jump as a player, right? We're expecting, again, he was what, 18 year old rookie or whatever.
He's gonna get better, of course.
Yeah, like the as much as he's been practicing and working on his game, and you can watch him throughout as the season was coming to a close, his shooting began to get better. You know what I mean? So I think his catch and shoot will be, because it's going to, again, part of the coaching is the coaching improvement or upgrade is, I didn't know where them dudes was getting their shots from per game anyway.
Yeah,
there
was no
there was no. So I just think and just a more solid understanding of what shots you're going to be shooting. And again, he started to progress as the season went along. I mean, I'm only expecting him really to shoot about 5 or 6 threes a game anyway.
Fierce, yeah. I think last season he shot, I want to say closer to 4, right? Something along those lines. He wasn't like a volume shooter. I think when you talk about the guys that we can guarantee some jump shots from moving forward, because that's going to be ultimately their role on the team. It's going to be Sadiq Bey, it's going to be Trey Murphy, it's going to be Bryce. I do think you see more, like Poole, of course, if he's here. I do think we see more I think we see a lot more DeJounte off ball, bro. And I'm just curious about how that's going to pan out. And again, him being a 39% catch and shoot career shooter, I do think that's very interesting. I think ultimately you getting closer and closer and closer to a point where it's like, look, training camp is coming up soon.
Around the corner.
You gotta get the answers to some of your problems right now. One being 3-point shooting, one still being defensive rebounding. I think Kuminga would allow you to thread the needle somewhat in that regard with his rebounding. I also think the fact that, again, you prioritizing wings versus centers, because you could have win sign Nick Richards by now easily.
Yeah.
So the fact that you haven't done that, it's like, what you working on? So why you haven't done that? Like
that's what I think it is, to be honest. I think so. You know what else is annoying is that when free agent, like not free agency, but like before the draft, nothing could happen before the draft until Giannis was done.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, that shit.
Like nobody could do anything until Giannis was done. Okay,
right.
And the Giannis situation took a long time to get done.
Right.
Right now, you're at another freeze because nothing really can happen until LeBron is done. So now you at another mini standstill to a degree.
Right.
Then once LeBron is done, the next thing is gonna be, to a degree, you gotta wait till Duran get done.
Oh yeah, and then you got Peyton Watson. Oh my god.
Yeah. So like
I think whoever misses out on LeBron is going to try to pivot to Kuminga. But here's the thing. Now, some of these teams, like Kuminga not going back to the Warriors.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So that only leaves Miami.
Yeah.
That only leaves
the interesting thing is this is where it's get interesting for the Pels. Whoever misses out on Brian, more than likely going to try and target Trey. Those offers for Trey. Yeah, I think, because if you look at the people that's available, like let's say you got a free agent, like the free agent list, right? It was probably Giannis. Okay, we missed out on Giannis. Right now is like you seen the moves get made. Then is Brian. Okay, now Brian, Jaylen Brown situation took care of itself. The next player, realistically, because it might have been Duran, but they saying they're not. Duran want whatever trade
he want. Like Duran is going to Detroit.
Yes. And then they saying they ain't moving him. So now, out of everybody else who's left, who's the next best player? You got Peyton Watson, Ben Mathurin, Trey. But in order to get Trey, you gonna so people, I think that's where your offers are gonna come in, of people maybe trying to pay a premium for Trey, if they're all gonna do it. I don't think you do it, but I think that's where the next wave after Brian, you're gonna see the flurry for Trey. Whether they do it or not, we'll see. And then I think we'll get whatever the move is going to be once they determine whether they move it. Like they like the offers enough to move them or they don't.
Based on conversations I've had, I think the trade shit over. I just think it's over, right? Just based on the conversations I had, unless
somebody say, fuck it, we doing something. Like if Cleveland come to you and say, for Trey and Herb, he'll go, I don't know. Now they don't have nothing,
No,
but like if
no.
you was willing to do, I guess if you was willing to do, I don't know how many picks they have either, but if you was willing to do like Herb for Strus, so it's like, okay, here go Herb, let's do Herb and Strus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then let's set up something built around Allen for Trey and multiple picks.
I don't know, probably never do it.
I don't think so either. But like that's the only.
I'm not saying it's not totally possible, but I think they got a premium on Trey's value, and I don't think they like click tight with Trey or no shit like that. But
Yeah.
I do think they respect his game, like as far as like, well, how we gonna get a nigga to average 20? Like it'll be tough. That's why I think it's kind of dead. I think unless
they've accepted the fact that like we kind of need him.
Yeah, and not that they was actively shopping them before. I think it probably has more to do with Trey probably not being content. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I always say, unless Trey come out and publicly, I'm saying publicly, unless Trey come out and publicly demands a trade, I think he gonna be here to start the season. Unless because they already got offers on the table. So they could have easily picked from a number of these offers earlier and got their season going. This again, every team not in the running for LeBron, every team not in the running for Peyton Watson, every team not in the running for Ben Mather, like some of these free agents that's out there. So with a lot of dudes, it's kind of like, well, we need more of this type, or we need more of that type. We're looking for more of this or that. I'm sure there's certain teams that would take those guys, or even take a trade. But I think for trade, the offer's not gonna get no better than they already are. Like,
I don't think so.
I don't like that's what I think. But he said, shout out to Audio Facts. He said, random thought, Josh, out the whole out here. Oh man, it's funny because now I gotta see Stan Van Gundy every day in summer league. I'm like, damn, Stan, they fucked over you, my boy. They fucked over you. So it's gonna be interesting to see, bro, what ended up happening. I do think, like, for example, do you think Herb Jones would accept coming off the bench next season? Because I don't think he would have accepted coming off the bench this season. Well, last season.
Wouldn't. If I was Herb, I wouldn't have accepted coming off the bench for Borrego. If I'm Mosley, I don't give a fuck what you gonna accept. That's how I feel. Ain't no. What you mean? You ain't like. If I'm Herb for Borrego and what you've been talking about, I might not accept coming off the bench for you. But if I'm Mosley and I got complete autonomy, like, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. If you not like, I give you the like. I ain't gonna lie. I do think Herb Jones will receive the first opportunity to start. Like when the season. So? When the season starts in this, unless in summer league come like he looked terrible.
Preseason.
Preseason. I'm sorry, the preseason come in and he's getting outplayed or something like that. All right, cool. But if everything being equal, Herb gonna start the season, and I ain't got no issues with Herb starting. I got a
major motherfucking issue with that.
But this is why. Because if he starts to start the season. It's the same thing that, like, you know, when you start and again, sometimes you could throw your season away like this, but like, you know how in the NFL they'll be like, you always start the veteran QB before you go to the young guy, because if you start the young guy first and he bench him, it's hard to go back to the young guy, as opposed to if you start the vet, you can always go to the rookie. So I look at it kind of like that with Herb.
But like, you don't really have a young guy in this scenario.
No, but like, so Herb is the veteran compared to Sadiq. Like, been here for a while, has started, played relatively successful. I understand, like, got more accolades. Sadiq, realistically, even though he played pretty well last year, you know what I'm saying? Herb is, I hate this. No, Herb got a fucking day in New Orleans. Like, it don't mean, it shouldn't mean much. But all I'm saying is
my
when
poor
the season,
city, boy. My poor
so listen,
city.
I'm telling you, when the season start, unless they going like two bigs, which we don't believe that's gonna happen.
I can't see it.
Unless they trade Herb, though, Herb gonna start day one. Now,
You know
I
what?
don't believe.
I'm going on the record right here. I'm
Okay.
going on the record. I'm going on the record, son. On the fucking record. Like I don't want because I don't look unless them niggas went and traded for Carl Anthony Towns and Trey still here. If Herb start, I'm done. I'm done. Like I'm done.
Listen,
like I'm out because there ain't a single solitary reason. Not a single solitary basketball reason. I mean, like basketball reason. To start Herb. It just like there's more of an argument to start Bryce.
They gonna give Herb the opportunity. Because if Herb shoot 40% from the corner on his numbers again,
you still couldn't start him though.
Why?
You couldn't start him because nobody give a fuck that he shoot 40%.
I agree. I agree. But sometimes you gotta show somebody. You gotta let it be known to them. So we ain't gotta argue after. I ain't say it's gonna be long. I'm not saying it's gonna be so. Like I think because, for example, in Orlando last year, Isaac in the beginning parts of the season was in the rotation, and then Jonathan Isaac, he was, but he got completely cut from the rotation. So like, and he is a staple as well. So like,
I think he got hurt, and that's why he got cut during the postseason. He had some kind of knee injury.
No, like, but he wasn't playing
before that.
Oh yes, he got sat down. So all I'm saying is that like I think they gonna try and give Herb an opportunity, unless Deke Bay just completely outplanned him in like the training camps and stuff like that.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? Like if he completely, if it just looks like in training camp a complete scenario where like, okay, so Deke Bay is clearly better for the starting unit or whatever, I think Mosley would do it. But I'm just saying, I ultimately believe Herb is going to be better coming off the bench, but I definitely think Herb is going to start day one. Again, unless Sadiq is just like,
but see,
let's say preseason come and Sadiq averaging like 14 and Herb is on like 6. And they playing like similar minutes or something like that. Then it's gonna be like,
Yo, shout out to everybody in the building. This was a fun conversation. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure I hit that like button. Now, what if Sadiq is like, I'm not coming off no fucking bench neither. If you start him and I played him under the bus last season, then you might as well get me out of here. I don't want no extension. I don't want nothing. I'm not coming off the bench for Herb.
That's an interesting point. If now, again, I don't want to talk about last season, right? Because Mosley don't have nothing to do with last season.
Yeah, I don't know. That's on y'all. I don't know
what the fuck y'all was doing. I know he outplaying you right now. So I'm saying when it comes down to training camp, if Sadiq Bay, and we'll know in preseason, if Sadiq Bay is, I think that spot should be up for grabs when the season starts. So let's just say preseason, come the first game in preseason, I expect Herb to start, right? I also wouldn't be surprised if I'll put it to you this way. I wouldn't be surprised if they mess with the starting lineup in preseason.
I can see them tampering with the starting lineup
to try and figure it out.
Now here's another. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's interesting. No. I'm just saying to try and figure it out and then see, okay, who is like what configuration work, and of those two, who playing better?
Do you think? Because we go now we might as well go through a couple people that got a argument to start and may or may not. So let's just take if Trey here. Let's take Trey, Zion, DeJounte, and Messi out of it.
Yeah.
Right. So that is one spot up for grabs. There's about 2. Herb, Sadiq, Poole, and Queen are the other 4 people that could say, yo, I think I should start. Right?
Yeah.
Why I wouldn't start Fear just because of the DeJounte shit, and I don't want, I don't want to deal with the DeJounte drama. But if you if DQ comes to you and say, yo, I think I should start, under what circumstances should he start? And then we're going to get the Poole and everybody else.
So what situation that Queen should start?
Yeah, like under what scenario would you start Derek Queen? Like, is it
if you wanted to try
shooting?
If you wanted to try two bigs. So, like, for me, they would have to, let's say a preseason, like they would have to dominate the boards. Like, I would have to see them dominating rebounding on both sides to a degree. Like, you get a lot of second chance, like, because Eve is a really good offensive rebounder, right? Yeah. Rebound on the offensive side.
And Derek is a very, very solid defensive rebounder.
Yeah. Well. So if you put both of them together and you were able to get a lot of second chance kick out for threes, you were able to get a lot of putbacks, you know what I mean? If you were able to give yourself a lot of second chance opportunities and really dominated the paint, that's Queen's best argument, in my opinion. It's like, yo, we dominate the boards. It's not if it'll happen or not. I just think that's his best case.
I'm looking at his numbers right now.
I think he averaged 7, almost 8 rebounds a game. But again, also because now you got to imagine, because if you start, let's say you do start Herb, right, and one center, like, which is Eves. Now Zion has to guard the second biggest guy on the court. As opposed to, like, if it's like an Aaron Gordon, I'm not saying that fucking Derek Queen could guard him anyway, but Derek Queen, you gotta guard Aaron Gordon. Like those more physical players, if I'm trying to, I don't want to say save Zion, but like I'm not having Z guard Julius Randle.
Yeah.
Like I let Queen do
at this point.
Yeah, like I let Queen go battle with the big dude. He's not stronger than Z anyway, but I'm just saying that's his best case for possibly starting, being able to dominate rebounding and being able to help guard a more physical player, the physical style players. That's his case.
Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Let's get up to at least 50 likes. We sitting at 41 right now. Everybody just take a second, hit the like button. Do you think, because we spoke about this with her, because I thought her melded in a couple times last game, but shit, who wouldn't? Last season, I think several players melded in last year, I mean. But do you think Derek would trip if he didn't start this season? Like, would he be an issue? Would you
not out the gate with everybody being healthy? No.
Okay.
Everybody coming back healthy out the gate? No way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on. JP3, he was starting. Look, he got dealt a rough hand. They was kind of fucking over him. Do you think he deserves another opportunity to start at the 2?
Like, I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Let's say, because to me, I just don't think you got enough rebounding in this scenario. It would be, I guess DeJounte, Poole, Zion, Trey, Eve. To me, that's just not enough rebounding, and it's not enough resistance on the perimeter.
Size.
Yeah. Do you think he deserves an opportunity to win a starting spot, or do you think he's best suited coming off that second unit next year?
Let me say that I think everybody deserves an opportunity, because
everybody ain't gonna wait. But everybody can't fit in the start.
No. That's what I mean. When you have a new coach, like, no matter what, Zion is like he the best player. Yeah. Like, even if we be like, all right, all things being equal, he's probably gonna play the best of anybody, right?
Okay.
Trey similarly is probably gonna play the best of damn near anybody. After those two, right? I think it should be up for whoever is like playing the best. So this is my argument for Poole, right? If I'm Poole, I think and I'm biased to Poole, so I'm taking my bias out of this. I'm being honest. I'm being completely like unbiased when I say this, but I don't know if it's gonna sound like it. If I'm Poole, my thought is play me, let me be the spacer that like y'all say that y'all need on the team.
Now let me say this. Okay, like to this goes with your point. I looked this up. So last season, not 25-26, the prior season, his final season in Washington, Jordan shot 36% on catch and shoot opportunities. I'll have to look and see where it was on the court for it, like corner, mid range, etc. But he shot 36.6% on catch and shoot opportunities. That's pretty solid. But go ahead, my bad.
No, you're good. So my thing with it depends on how Jordan looks. Again, if we say we need shooting, Jordan is a career what, like 18 point scorer, something like that. He shoots the three in volume as well. Jordan is one of those players to where if he gets going, it could be a real thing for you. If he can get consistency with his shooting, again, I think I can't judge somebody off like their worst year ever. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's if we're gonna give everybody, I don't want give people benefit of just being a person. You can't judge somebody off their absolute worst year in a unique situation. But
he also shot, I'm sorry, last season he also shot 37% from the right corner, according to 3 Steps Basket.
That's not, again, bro. It was a lot of inconsistency with
bro. Now look, this is what 3 Steps Corners is saying. Matter of fact, let me put it up for proof. For y'all, I'm pulling this up just for proof. If this shit wrong, blame them. They say Jordan Poole shot 50% from the left corner in 24-25. That was his last season in Golden State. 40% from the left wing, 37% from top of the key, 38% from the right wing. Now I gotta look a little deeper and see if those were catching shoot attempts versus pull-ups, but that's a very high percentage from that left corner. Even last year when he shot really poorly, he shot pretty solid from the right corner, which is interesting. But go ahead, my bad.
Again, if you look at the shooting numbers, he received a bunch of DNPs.
Yeah,
he wasn't like playing, not playing, not playing, minutes, no minutes. Like on top of we want you to handle the ball and do it. Like it's really though. Anybody who plays the game, is hard to get into any kind of rhythm when you weren't allowed to kind of do your thing. So my thought on Poole is, I understand from a defensive aspect of it, like it's gonna be tough, right? But all I'm saying is depending on how, I don't think Mosley wants to play that way. But if you saying we need shooting, or we need to try and see like what shooting looks like, then I would give him the opportunity and see what it looked like on the court. Again, Z might play better with more spacing. And now maybe that's Sadiq Bey who can shoot the ball. But again, it's Sadiq Bey going to be okay without all the post-ups. You got questions for everybody.
I think
all the ISOs they ran for him.
I don't think he'll get those opportunities at all next year. Truthfully.
Me neither.
Like I don't think he's gonna get 31 minutes or that shot diet. Because just the natural order things, you got the DeJounte. Fear's gonna take more shots probably. Shout out to my dog. That's a good point to where, like, do you think Fear, because Fear's putting in a lot of motherfucking work. Look, and I've been told by a couple people, like, man, Fear's approaching this shit like, man, that's my shit. Like, I'm the motherfucker around here. Do you think he gets any opportunity if he outplays DeJounte in the preseason? Do you think he gets an opportunity to start, or you think it's just too much politics involved?
I don't think it's politics. He just gonna have to outplay DeJounte by so much. I don't think he gonna have an opportunity to outplay DeJounte by that much.
In the preseason, you don't think so?
Nah, I think at best, how I'm saying Poole could start.
Yeah,
I think Fears would start. Like I believe there's a world where they start 2 legitimate guards.
I definitely think Fears can play the 2. I do worry about the spacing with that, because that's 3 on-ball players, and none of them excel off-ball. And like the only off-ball player you would have is Trey. So I do worry about that a little bit.
Mosley hasn't really run anything like that. Like there were very few situations you would see where it was like Suggs and Black on the court for extended periods of time. And that's really
the only like the six starter basically.
Yeah, that's really. Ooh, you mean Black?
No, I mean Black. Yeah, Black was like the 6th starter.
Yeah, so it's like it's not really often you seen them two on the court together. Even when they was playing Tyus Jones, you didn't really see like Tyus Jones and Suggs starting. So he didn't really. Again, his team construction was a little different, also because I don't think he had this many guards that were offensive based guards. You know what I'm saying? So like I think it's dog. I'm gonna be honest. People talking that defense shit. I think Mosley about to come out here and try and get buckets. I think he about to come out here and try to get buckets.
I think he got a motherfucking choice.
Well, I'm just saying, like, because when I think about like the we talking about the potential lineups, the idea of starting Poole, or I think it worked better. For example, if the idea of starting Poole next to DeJounte works significantly better than starting Fizz, because you know Poole could do a bunch of, like, if they wanted to, could do a bunch of off balls, like move. Last year we weren't even able to utilize his movement shooting. Yeah. Like one of the things that made Poole really good was being able to run around, come off screens, catch, do all of that. Like that wasn't even a thing last year. Like, and that's a big part of his game.
All right. Like, let's look at DeJounte. Then we'll go back to Poole's chart as well. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure you hit the like button. You're not getting these type of breakdowns nowhere else. Like we really let's look at the off ball shooting around this bitch. Now some of these are probably pull ups, but ain't nobody pulling up and shooting from the corner. So let's just presume the corner shots or catch and shoot situations. So last season, not the season that just passed, but the last season DeJounte was relatively healthy, which was 24-25. He shot 31% from the left corner, 27% from the right corner, 33% from the top of the key, 18% from the right wing, and 28% from the left wing. So let's just say, let's go back one more year. Now he shot much better in 23-24 in Atlanta.
That's that last year at Atlanta?
Yep, 43% from each corner, 35% from the
Trey was hurt a
left
lot
wing.
that year too.
Oh yeah, Trey Young, right? 36% from top of the key. So you would need him to perform like this. Is it impossible? No. Is it improbable? Maybe. Right?
It might be best for, like, to your point about beating people off the dribble and
stuff.
He
needs to be off ball, bro.
This might be more ideal for him.
In my opinion, he needs to be off ball because I don't think he can beat anyone off the dribble at all anymore. Like, okay, so let's go to last season. Again, shout out to everybody in the building. Now we're looking at Jordan Poole's shot chart. Jordan Poole from the right corner, 37%, from the right wing, 34%, top of the key, 33%, left wing, 34%, left corner, 25%. If we go back a season prior to 24-25, 50% from the left corner, 40% from the left wing, 37% from top of the key, 38% from the right wing, 27% from the right corner. Now, one could take away, and that looking at these numbers, one could take away, well, you guys could potentially excel more off ball if you just focused on 3-point shooting. We got, of course, you're not going to let Zion do all of the ball handling duties. You're going to have DeJounte, you're going to have Poole. I'm sure you'll see some lineups with those guys, but we need to maximize you guys' ability off ball based on your best years. Last year was fucked up. DeJounte, you was hurt 2 seasons in a row. So now you're healthy. Let's see what you're able to do. So looking at these numbers for both players, did that give you more confidence about their ability to play off ball in a Mosley lineup if Zion and Fizz is collapsing the defense and kicking it out to him? Because another thing, I'm sorry, one more thing.
No, go ahead.
Jordan Poole could get to the rim at will.
Yeah.
Even last year, he just wasn't finishing good, but he could get to the rim. Now,
but he also could create. He also can create. Also, if you go back, to when Jordan Poole was like extremely successful in Golden State, a lot of it was catch and shoot. Like he had ISO moments, but they run the fucking offense through Draymond. It's a bunch of movement. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he was coming down. Like he had moments where he was ISO on the scoring. Don't get me wrong, but they had not Kuminga. Wiggins, who handled the ball and created a lot. Steph handled the ball and created a lot. Like a lot of the offense in Golden State was catch and shoot. When he got to Washington, when they settled it down, it was catch and shoot stuff. So JP plays a lot off ball, but at the same time, he can still score. He can just isolate and still score from time to time. That's how you balance. That's how you balance it out. And realistically, for DeJounte, like Trey, to me, Trey needs to go back to more catch and shoot opportunities and just ISOing at times when need be.
Yeah, it gotta be like a last.
Yeah, like to me, they put the center on you. Like, all right,
you can beat them off the dribble.
Yeah,
because to me,
not ISOing Jaylen Brown.
To me, it wasn't just Trey last year. It was a few different people, but I think it was too much of somebody said in the live chat one time, it was the do that nigga cut offense. Like you get the ball, you're like, boy, do that nigga cut. You better do that. And it's like, no. Like Trey, I think Trey struggled a lot when he put the ball on the floor last season. So he definitely gonna need a screener, and he need to. I mean, one thing I will say that Trey improved with greatly last season was taking contested jumpers. Because normally Trey, it was something mental. It's like, I just can't take a contested jumper. Like you're 6'10", you better take that motherfucking jumper. So I think he did a good job with that and finishing at the rim last season. Now these are Sadiq Bey's 3-point shooting numbers last year. And again, presuming that the corner threes are catch and shoot numbers, because that's really what you're going to get the majority.
Majority of Sadiq Bey's game was catch and shoot.
Yeah, the majority of the threes he shot was catch and shoot, aside from like the post-ups he was doing. So 39% from the left corner, 35% from the left wing, 46% from top of the key. That's really incredible. 29% from the right wing and 36% from the left corner, which isn't too bad.
It's not bad.
What do you make of those catch and shoot numbers? I think we already know what to expect from Sadiq in a catch and shoot scenario, though.
I'm playing. I think Sadiq. If you started Sadiq Bey, I ain't mad.
Ooh.
Like if you started Sadiq Bey, the volume not there.
The volume not there. Look. Hold up.
I asked you about starting Carlo at the 5.
Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that motherfucking like button.
Carlo,
Make sure you hit that motherfucking like button. And yo, Joe, but now I saw your post. I don't know if ESPN PTI trolling or what, but I did see Steve Kerr say we got him. We got LeBron. I was like, that's weird, but weird flex, but okay. Shout out to Stephen Kerr. But yo, Carlo. If y'all can't see this, for the audio listeners,
Carlo's another one who should have an option to start at the 4.
This motherfucker shot 59% from the right corner. Now, bear in mind, it's about one attempt a game. Little over one attempt a game, and 60% from the top of the key. So if I'm a coach, in my mind, I gotta put him in the right corner.
I just put him over there.
But I gotta put you there because you can crash baseline. It's a lot of things you can do. So this is incredible from Carlo. So of course he probably won't start, but still, like these are solid catch and shoot numbers. If we just talking about addressing the needs at the 3. Shout out to Jess in the building.
I'm not gonna lie. If they said we want to go 2 bigs, I would consider Carlo before I consider DQ.
Oh yeah. Because to me, I think. If I was going 2 bigs, it would have to be It would have to be Derek and Carlo, because I don't think Derek could play with Eve. And
you don't think Carlo and Eve could play together?
Yeah, I think Carlo and Eve could play together, but I'm like, if that's the case, I really don't know where. Like, I just don't know where I would play Derek on the court. Like, and that's why it just every time I think about this, bro, I just get more and more frustrated because I'm just like, where the fuck? how do I do this? Like,
how you
because to
bring him
me,
off the who you
because
bring
in
him
my
off the bench
mind,
for?
in my mind, depending on the matchup, I could start when I start. I could play Derek at center against an opposing team's second unit, depending on the matchup. Like I thought he did well against Luke Cornett last season. It was like one game, but I thought he did well. So I'm like, but if the backup center is Robert Williams, I'm like, well, I don't think I like this matchup. Like, I don't know if I like this matchup. Or if the backup center is Isaiah Stewart, I don't know if I like that matchup.
I ain't gonna lie. Listen, and I know how you feel about Queen. Boy,
I think he's solid. He'll be all right, I think.
No, listen, based off of if you work on your game and you improve, realistically, you should be able to beat second unit centers. Ideally, if you told DQ going into the season, it's like, bro, most of your matches you ain't going against the fucking.
Wait, say that sentence again. I might have misunderstood you. Say that one more time.
If you not going, if I'm DQ,
right,
you should be able to dominate second unit centers.
What you basing that on?
Him, if his progress is what it's supposed to be, right? So, for example, we ain't talking about Giannis. Giannis ain't a center, but we ain't talking about Bam. We ain't talking about Wemby. I ain't asking you to dominate Joker. Nothing like that, right? Duh, you gotta at least be able to win your fucking matchup against Robert Williams, or you at least gotta be able to win your matchup against Luke Cornett. Like, think about whoever your second unit centers are. Realistically, if DQ is anything like what you hope him to be, not us, but what they hope for him to be, realistically, that's a best place for him to start. Like, bro, you should be able to win the second unit matchup.
Look, you know what I was thinking just now. You know what I'm thinking. And look, I agree with you in theory. I was thinking
not about us saying it.
When you first said it, I was thinking about when your boy said, I never thought I'd see the day Ray Gibson give up hope. He said, what you say? He said, I never thought I'd see the day will roll Ray Gibson. Give up hope? What the fuck I thought you said? But look, I agree with you, bro. I'm like, look, man, if you a confident
you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, if you're a confident person, man, you better be on that second unit giving these niggas the blues because I agree with you.
Think about it this way. Fear's not gonna start, right? Let's assuming all things being equal. We don't know.
Right.
Let's assume Fears don't start, right? So you not initially matched up with fucking Steph and Kyrie and all of those dudes. You matched up with the backup point guards right now.
Right.
If you can't dominate backup, like the backup, and I ain't saying that they all bad, but if you intend to be the starter, you gotta kill second units, in my opinion. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and that should stand for DQ as well. Like, so you telling me that you can't outplay Brandon Carlson probably, or
you think he's gonna be the second unit guy?
No, I'm just saying, like I said, Robert Williams initially.
Wait a minute, bro.
Oh, the news drop?
No, we might. This is some Pelicans relation. We might got something good. We looking at, dog. Like
the Golden State news drop for real. I'm about to say,
I don't know what the fuck going on with that. This is okay. Now look, very, very, very small sample size, of course. I don't even know how accurate this is. I'm just going based on 3 basket. It says Jeremiah Fizz shot 47% on catch and shoot opportunities from the right corner, or just 3-point opportunities from the right corner. I'm presuming they catch and shoot. 38% from the left corner, and 36% from the right wing. I remember Zion tossed him a hot potato in the right wing at the end of the Dallas game. He
wasn't supposed to shoot that, in my opinion.
Oh, wait, so here's the volume. So he went 14 of 30 from the right corner.
That's good numbers.
He went 15 of 39 from the left corner.
It's not terrible.
Really good. Not terrible. 27 of 76 from the right wing. Not 36%, not awful.
Yeah.
And the top of the the top of the key in the left wing wasn't very good. I remember the left wing not being very good.
Yeah,
but
he don't shoot well from there. And he shoot and for whatever reason, he further out when he shoot those. He not close to the line for whatever reason. He shoot them bitches like he tripping.
And we already know what to expect from some of the other guys. Like, okay, so what would be your argument for starting? This is Derek Queen's shooting chart. From the right corner, 33%, but he didn't take a lot of shots. He didn't take a lot of left shots. Wing 1 for 10. I'm sorry, left corner 1 for 10. Left wing 8 for 23. A lot of these are more attempts than I can even remember, to be honest.
The season is long, bro.
Yeah, season long ass season. So he didn't shoot a ton. Now we're gonna get to this guy, and this to me, who I think should have a real. If Herb is starting, bro, I can make a real argument that Bryce should start. I can make a real argument that Bryce could start, bro.
Yeah, but I look at it this way: if you can't, everybody can't start, obviously. But if Herb is starting, and let's say Sadiq is Herb's replacement off the bench, right? And then you still need a replacement for Trey and Z. So then you're talking about Bryce and Poole. So they still got like rotational. You know what I mean? Spots in a rotation.
And then it's like, a person could start and only play like 20 minutes. They just starting. But like we go over Bryce's numbers last year. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. 48% from the left corner, only 23 attempts, 11 for 23. From the right corner, 32%, 8 for 25. From the right wing, 11 for 25 attempts. From top of the key, 3 for 6, only got 6 attempts. He didn't play in a lot of games. 35% from the left wing, 5 for 14. That's not a lot, but when I look at, because another thing I think about when we talk about like the construction of the roster and the starting lineup and things like that, like shout out to Clarence, he started Kane, so Bryce not far-fetched. Exactly, right? Yeah. And I say that because
he played Kane over some like
he played Kane dudes. He played Kane over a couple guys. The reason I say that too is because you can't have a bunch of high usage players in a lineup. No. So if it's like, if Zion gonna be presumed, like Zion and Trey should be your 2 high usage guys, right? Eve usage not gonna be that high if he's starting at the 5. DeJounte usage might be about 3rd, like it should be about 3rd. So it's not about right? So in theory, it would make more sense to play a guy that don't need the ball, and all I want to do is catch and shoot. Like to me, I know DeJounte can't get to the rim at will like that, but he can handle the ball. So to me, again, the most ideal lineups to me is Zion handling the ball and everybody else in the catch and shoot or cutting situation.
Yeah.
Or DeJounte handling the ball with, and Zion going to take some motherfucking catch and shoot threes himself also.
Absolutely.
Or DeJounte handling the ball and, Bryce in the catch and shoot a cutting situation, Trey in the catch and shoot cutting situation, Zion in the slashing situation, maybe Zion in the post, which I don't like, but maybe Zion in the post.
I don't think you're going to see many like Zion post. I ain't going to say you're not going to see him at I'm not gonna say you're not gonna see him at all. Because like if he has an obvious smaller guy on him, like give it to him closer to the rim, let him do his thing, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think you're gonna see many like Zion post ups, Sadiq post ups. Like I don't really recall. Like Paolo didn't really post up like that. Like he did from time to time. Again, if you got a smaller person on it, but they don't really believe in that post up shit. You don't ever really hear when Mosley talk about how they plan on running the offense. Zion in the post. He don't never say that.
To me, it's always like the thing he's emphasizing the most. And we're gonna talk about Teresa Witherspoon comment also. The thing he's emphasized the most, and every time I've heard him speak, is getting into the paint. And again, that's why I'm like, if that's what you really prioritized, don't it make more sense to start Fears instead of DeJounte? Like Fears and Zion both can collapse the defense. You got Trey right here, you get another shooter right there, you got Eve right there, or Carlo, whatever, right? It would just because DeJounte can't really get into the paint.
Let me ask you this: would you, when you thinking about team construction, would you want to load your entire starting unit up with everything, or would you want, like, for example, if Zion could get into the paint and then, to accommodate for DeJounte and the other guys who may not be able to, and then you got Fears off the bench, so when you do bring it, you always have somebody who can get into the paint, and then once the game starts, now you just kind of like, you know what I mean, mix and match, and however it works out. But do you consider that, or?
I say only reason I say no is because I don't want to see Zion handle the ball like the entire time he's on the court, because we just don't have no history of him being able to do that without getting injured, right? So I'm like, I would rather see him split, and Zion. I mean, Zion handle ain't like amazing. So I would rather see him split those touches with Fears versus DeJounte. Like, for example, right? Let's say Zion getting thwarted, like he can't get past his defender. Or he just tired and he can't, like, the first step ain't there right now because I'm tired. I don't want to have to change my entire, like, I don't want to have to lose one of my only advantages in the starting lineup because Zion's tired. You feel me? Because in the starting lineup, they really only got one person that can create an advantage, and that's
I will say this: the offense also, while he's talking about a lot of paint touches, his offense is a lot of pick and roll, and then realistically, DeJounte is probably your best pick and roll guard. Yeah. So when you're not like having your Zion running the offense, which it'll still probably be some pick and roll, but when you're not having that, then you'll have DeJounte in the pick and roll off. Like, that's the main staple of the Mosley offense. So, like, for example, you saw Kobe Buffkin. Yeah, he was able to beat his man off the dribble, but a lot of times they were running a lot of, like, him and Hunter were running a lot of picks, a lot of double screens, reverse screens. So I think you'll see DeJounte be used that way, and that's how they'll create the mismatches as well, by just so much like P&R with DeJounte. So I don't think it's going to be like, oh, you got to ISO your guy and get into the paint and kick, and that's the only option. I think you're going to see pick and roll, get into the paint, kick, and then if you can beat your man, draw two, spray for threes.
I'm just worried about who's setting these screens, because
it's going to be Eves.
Eve not like a strong screen setter or roller. So
him and DeJounte have a relatively good pick and roll game. You just don't see it enough.
Yeah, it was they had a solid connection in the
Chicago game 1 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, Eve rookie season. It's just such, because DeJounte barely played, so it's like such a limited number. But it's like I'm just trying to think about, like, who creates an advantage if you're not like a big strong motherfucker, or you not like a just super duper rolling athlete. Then, like, to me, I don't think Eve's like a great roll man. I think he can roll, but I don't think he's like an amazing roll man.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I really believe that Eve's plan on this team has been misused. Eve's, Carlo, to a degree. For example, if Eve played with Chris Paul, Luka type player, like, and I understand the level of greatness, but I'm talking.
I'm laughing. You call him Eves.
What's his name? Eve. What's his name? E. Oh, it's no S. The E.
No,
the S
it's like Eve in the Bible. Eve.
Oh, Eve. My
I'm
bad.
laughing. You were like Eve. I thought you were about to say Carlos. Like if
Oh,
like with an
no, Eve.
apostrophe S. That's
Okay,
why I
my
was
bad.
like
All right.
no, you're
I didn't
good.
know
You
the S
good.
was silent.
No,
Dog,
you
when I
good.
listen to the thing, people be calling him Eve. But
I thought
okay.
I ain't know how to say his name when I first saw. I was like, is it Yay?
He about to be Messi in a second.
Yeah,
But
like YM.
but Eve, so that's the thing. Like Eve, if he had like a CP that he played with, you know how many like dog, look how different Derek Lively looked just playing with Luka and how easy he was just getting. Jackson Hayes looked for a point like a fucking useful player at times when Luka got over there with all the lives that he was. And I definitely believe that Eve could do that.
Capella, Harden.
Yeah, like no, Eve is athletic enough to where we don't if they like we don't maximize the athleticism that he has. So what I'm hoping is that that's one of the weapons, because bro, Tyson Chandler wasn't fucking great. Tyson Chandler ain't do nothing but set screens and go catch the live. Like just make it a threat. If that could be a true option for him, that's what he's supposed to be anyway. Like that's supposed to be his role. Like you supposed to make that pick and roll threat something that they gotta take away. If they don't take it away, you hit the live first, and then you capitalize off of that with everything else. So like exactly, imagine if Rondo was on if Rondo and Eve ran the pick and roll, like you know how many fucking easy lives and layups and shit that Eve would probably get. Now he got terrible hands, so it probably wouldn't be as many, but you get the point of what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be interesting to see, because I'm guessing this was Don project Zion extension to be. I think it's interesting that he ain't it didn't get announced today. I don't know if he getting 4 years.
I don't think he gonna get that number either.
It'll be interesting. I think I just wonder if the pick and roll can be maximized with I think the pick and roll have to probably be Zion again, which is fucked up. Shout out to Baskerville. What's happening, homie? I say that just because I wonder if the pick and roll can be maximized. And I might be putting too much on this. Maybe DeJounte gets back to 100%. But if it can be maximized when the ball handler can't get to the rim. Like, and that's what like with Lonzo was a great passer. But the fact that Lonzo could never get to the rim, most of his pick and roll like passes were dump offs. Like it wasn't like alleys. They were just like dump offs, because he was never a threat to finish at the rim. Whereas DeJounte can finish at the rim. It's just like, can you get to the rim at will, or can I just, because Eve not a strong screener, and can I blow this up? Like, because you ain't got no type of foot speed.
That's a great point, Joel, for now.
Oh, yeah.
And that motherfucker Alfred can't shoot.
Yeah, Alfred can't shoot. But he's like an exquisite passer.
I understand.
He's like top of the top passer.
I agree. But I'm saying you got to give DeJounte the benefit of if he can maximize the pick and roll, he still could shoot. Again, I don't know how many of those twos you want him shooting, but he can still because CP like later CP killed you in the mid-range with the pick and roll. He wasn't getting to the rim, he was just hitting that little floater and his little his little runner, his little fadeaway that he was shooting for, whatever. Now I don't know how many of those you want DeJounte shooting necessarily, but I'm just saying, if your option is okay, you have to respect the pick and roll with Eve.
Yeah.
And then DeJounte is a true threat with his mid-range jump, because again, he is a decent mid-range shooter. That's still not your primary option, but I'm talking about like as a secondary option.
Yeah.
Because Zion is your first trade, your second. Like you should be able to, you should be okay.
You should be able to at least look. I think if Eve can set some really solid screens this year, I don't know if he's like, I've seen him do some really cool athletic things, but I don't know if he's like necessarily like a super athlete like a Ware or Tyson or Lively. But I do think that Eve, he can give you some vertical space. I think if he can set a good hard screen for you this year, he could be a Capella-like player.
It's year 3, bro. Like at some point, you gotta like if you gonna
but
start,
him, it's like you got drafted 21st. It's like so you probably not even supposed to be starting. Really, you supposed to not even start.
I agree, but at the same time, if this is where we at, like,
yeah, like if we need you to be
yeah,
a starter,
like it does, like you knew what you've been needing to do for 2 years now.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like
you put it like that, yeah.
Like, and then if you go to, and guess what? If he go to any other team, guess what they're gonna ask him to do? I need you to screen and I need you to roll.
I need you to screen, roll. So it looks like he put on some muscle. It's gonna be interesting to see what's happening right now with him. I know he's working out the team and doing stuff like that. I'm just that's why I think how you would best serve yourself is getting another player. And this guy, he was drafted later than Eve, but he got more time on task in the NBA, and he played with elite point guards like LaMelo, Nick Richards.
Yeah,
like Nick Richards, big dude, could set a screen, could roll, could dunk, could block. Nice rotational big. It's crazy. Like this, every scenario you think about, like ain't no sense in Derek almost ever rolling, right? It's almost no sense in Derek ever rolling. So Derek gonna be like your Pickens pop guy. Right. So it's like I see the vision for you. I see the vision for Eve and Carlo in the pick and roll. Even like, because DeJounte probably can still be the ball handler in that scenario, depending on the matchup. Like, as long as Dort not guarding them, nigga like that Dort like person is like, where you going?
Just gonna take it, push it out, like take the ball from you.
Like Drew, somebody like that. Because we still don't have that physical makeup. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I ain't gonna lie. When I like Kuminga, though, I would like Kuminga just being a physical wing that could push, like Zion thing, rookie season, just take the ball from somebody.
That's why like I really respect Sadiq Bey mind.
Did they bring Dort back in OKC?
Yeah, Dort back. Okay. They pretty much brought the whole team back except for Isaiah Joe.
Did they give him an extension or I think they just picked up his option. They didn't give him the extension. Okay.
So shout out to everybody.
Would you trade her for Dort?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would. I think he fit everything.
Ooh, would you start
better
him
shooter right now? Would I start him?
Over Sadiq.
I still would probably my ideal
the same situation with
my ideal scenario would be to start. I would feel more comfortable starting him over Sadiq versus Herb, but my most ideal scenario would be to start a low usage guy like Bryce, bro. Like that, and that's I'm like Bryce. I need you to crash the boards, catch and shoot, and defend. That's just your role. Like I bet, like because Sadiq cold, but Sadiq like to get in his bag.
You think Peyton Watson a better version? Obviously, a better version. You think he worked all of that? You think Peyton Watson would be? I'm saying if you added Peyton Watson, or you don't think Peyton Watson is that like all?
No, what you was asking me, is he better than someone?
Well, no. I mean, like, obviously he would be the best in that situation, right? Like if you got Peyton Watson, I imagine you starting him, right? Like over Sadiq and everybody else. Right. No, I'm asking, do you think, because we had the discussion about like, would he be worth it? Because he would be a low usage crash boy. He would do all of the things that we
contract
or
work what
contract probably what it would take to get him.
Not no 20. I mean,
for you to say like, okay, I got a young guy, crash the like all of the things that he would do, or you don't think is? I'd rather take my chances with a decreased Bryce. Like,
I think. Depending on what I would have to give up, I think he worked Herb contract, or he worked less than Trey, a little less than.
How you say, how you was like, for example, Herb isn't X amount better than Bryce for me to be like, I'd rather just play Bryce. Like, do you think Peyton Watson is a significant enough, like, it's better than say Bryce by a significant enough margin to where you would be like, I'll give it up to have I'll give up the assets to get Peyton Watson in that spot so I ain't got to question it? Or would you rather take your chances with just being like, fuck that, I'm rolling Bryce out there?
It just depends on what I have to give up. Like if like if Peyton Watson was asked for 18 or 20 million, I'd be like, yeah, he's about worth that. Just in this market.
The picks too? Would you give a pick if he was asking for 18?
Oh, maybe a protected first.
Okay.
Because I'm also thinking like, if I can do it for Herb, I'm getting off that money. Because for me, I just view that contract as such a negative that I'm like, I gotta get off that money. And the weird thing to me, because I don't even want to do that. I don't even want to do that because I don't even want to bring no bitch niggas up. But anyway, I'm talking about shows. I ain't talking about none of the players. But so shout out to Jovenel. What did you make of Teresa Witherspoon's comments today? She basically. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was saying she basically said, Zion is now, under new leadership, and they may he's finally going to be in a position where they turn the keys over to Zion and utilize. The part that stuck out the most to me is truly utilize like his gifts.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
That's clearly coaching. If anybody would know, I think she would know because she was on the staff.
Yep.
And saw how they utilize Zion. I think we saw the best usage of Zion was with the coach that 1 year, and then he had never been used like that again. And then the times where they did, you saw the max, like you saw him maximize, and then his body, I guess, not be able to sustain. But to me, it was clearly about coaching, and that Joe them she feels like Joe Dumars in the front office did what they were supposed to do and got a guy that they think believes in Zion. They're gonna put the ball in Zion's hands and use Zion properly. What it does tell me more than anything is there are absolutely no excuses. Zero excuses moving forward for Zion.
My takeaway was similar, and I also think that like the reality of the situation is this has never been Zion's team.
I've always said that.
Yeah, this has never been Zion's team. It's been Drew Holiday's team. It's been Brandon's team. Yes. And I think the first team. It's been Herb's team. The first opportunity for it to be Zion's team probably should have been this past season, and he had the lowest utilization of his career. Now, 50% of that is Zion's fault. 50% of that is the coaching staff's fault. I've also been privy to certain things, about the coaching staff struggling to get this guy's unhappy schematically, but what the coaching staff was doing. I'll say that guy's being unhappy schematically, and that's everyone. Zion, Trey, does everyone being unhappy with what the coaching staff was doing. Shout out to Lonnie. He said Chris Zion was doing what he was asked to do, drive and T-Smooth saying the points that he's been held back, but we shall see. I'm not taking the words. I want to see action, facts, right? But I always think that I also think that moving forward, I don't anticipate it being quote unquote Zion's team. I just don't think that's Zion's mentality. I don't really give a fuck if it's Zion's team. I just want him to be good. I just want him to live up to the standard of being like the best player and a good player on a good team. As far as like, to me, it being your team or that person's team, that's a personality thing. You don't even got to be the best player for it to be your team. Like LeBron was the best player on Miami, and it was absolutely Dwayne Wade's team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes that shit doesn't matter.
I think the bigger point is what I think Mosley's gonna do is similar to what Willie used to do when Brandon go down. When he didn't have the Brandon option. Z, take us, right? And then you saw he forced Zion into being the best versions of like with them, the better versions of Zion. And then they were
Willie Green, right?
Yeah, when Willie Green, when Brown hurt when they was the 1 seed, right? Yeah. And you saw Zion go on this run, and they everything was going all well, and we thought we had arrived. Zion was playing incredible. Well, there was no Brandon at the time, right? And Willie Green just gave Zion the rock. The end of the 49 season when Brandon went down. Here go Zion, let's go do your thing. I think it don't have to necessarily be Zion's team, but what I think your coach has to do, similar to what Stan did, was like, oh, treat that motherfucker like the best player. And every best player on the team get the ball. you live and die with the best player. That's the way it works. Not like you trying to split it amongst two people. Like even in Milwaukee, and clearly Chris Middleton wasn't as good as Giannis, right? But Giannis had the ball all game, and then y'all work off of what I got going on. So that's what it'll be, or that's what it should be. It should be Zion is going to have the ball majority of the game, and then at other moments of the game, you'll see DeJounte doing whatever, and then you'll see Trey doing whatever. But no, Zion need to have the ball.
That's like even like with the Knicks. I don't feel like the Knicks are Jalen Brunson's team. Like I feel like he's the de facto best player on the team, but I don't feel like he's that's his personality. I think they just like a collection of guys who've been cool since college, and they just go out there and play together. He just happens to be the best player on that team. So I think that's like a more of an overrated thing as far as it like it's being this person's team, that person's team. I think like last season, Brandon was on the team. And even with Brandon being on the team, Brandon got one foot out the door because he about to get traded. And then Griff come out, he was like, this is Herb Jones, the leader on this team. I'm like, what are we talking about here? Then everything about this is weird, bro.
They traded for DeJounte and immediately was saying DeJounte's
the leader on the team. Like that to me, that's why I'm like, and I'm not saying this was Teaspoon's point. I'm saying for me, I don't really give a fuck whose team is what. I think ultimately it's about the deliverables. Like you got to go out there and ball out. You got to play well, bro, and you got to deliver. And that goes for everybody because even though I might not think it's Brunson's team, or I might not think that I'm trying to think of another scenario with guys like that. Like for example, Jokic is clearly the man in Denver, clearly. But does Jamal Murray look like it's any less of his team? No. It looked like this our motherfucking team. Like Tatum, some people think Tatum the best player. Some people think Jaylen Brown the best player. But it don't matter who you thought was the best player. It was clearly Jalen's team. Like and everybody else like kind of worked around what Jalen had going on, even Tatum to a lesser degree. So I just think, look, it's about rising to the occasion, man, and getting the motherfucking W. Like nobody. I don't really care about like look. If you get them accolades, then it's for sure gonna be your team. But if you ain't get no accolades, who cares?
No, listen, Zion need to come out that bitch and just be. It ain't about being the best. Like it ain't about it being anybody's team. You need to come out that bitch trying to prove you like I'm trying to win every game. Just play. I need like you're trying to win. Every game,
the best player on the court every night.
Yes, that's what it matters.
The best player on the court every night.
Yes,
and bro, that's to me, that's the most relevant point, bro.
Yes, when you plan to win the game, that's like when you remove. Because I've seen Zion locked in when he's like, "I'm not trying to lose." Right, like in the playing game, that's a dude that didn't want to lose, bro. I'm chase down blocks. I'm attacking the rim, diving on the floor. We getting still. Like, you got to be that guy the whole game. You need to see Minnesota whole season, right? like
Minnesota, San Antonio.
The whole season, you need to treat everybody like they Wemby. Like, if you do that, then you good.
Yeah, man. So, look, shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We're going to take a quick little commercial break. And on the other side of that, we're going to get to the start question to get out of here, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Shout out to everybody. And, man, David Griffin, you need to go to hell, dog. You bitch, you. You bitch, you. David Griffin, you.
Santa baby, the slip was stable under the tree for me. Being an awful good girl, Santa baby, just hurry down the chimney tonight.
Boy, Dear Griffin is a motherfucking devil, my nigga. Like the biblical devil. Like, oh my, the motherfucking Leviathan. This nigga is awful. But yeah, so shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure you hit that like button. Let's get to the super chats, man. We'll get out of here. Shout out to the homie Michael Morgan. Appreciate you, big dog. Two-piece Mike. I also got your question queued up. Actually, we just spoke about it with Teaspoon. And he asked, is DeAndre Hunter better than Herb? I would say yeah. Like DeAndre Hunter had some huge games before he was traded.
Moments. Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he's like.
I don't know. I don't think he's like had. I don't.
That's the thing. I don't think neither one of them good. Like, and that's the true argument. Part.
Yeah, I can't make a true argument that he like he better than Herb.
That I think he's a better overall player, but it's like
he hasn't done nothing that says.
Yeah,
like,
I think he hasn't done nothing
that says. Yeah,
I think neither one of them are like near all-star. Like I think they're both tiers below being like all-star players. I think I would put him probably in the Sadiq Bey tier and probably put Herb in a tier, maybe at the end of that tier or just below it.
I don't put him in the Sadiq Bey tier, but
really?
Sadiq Bey, when he's healthy, had been like once he found his game, had been a relatively consistent scorer. He's shown he can score the ball. I mean, I guess it depends on how you value everything else.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck the King. I forgot he was on the Kings. That's such a weird thing they did. Like, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the Kings, Memphis, and the Pelicans cousins some kind of way. Shout out to the homie Mike. He said, I saw someone say Kuminga actually has interest here, but it's contingent on moving one of our wings, Herb, Trey, and maybe y'all can confirm. All right, so I think Mike talking about Michael McNamara, right? Shout out to Mac. And Mac for a long time had some connection. I ain't even like I'm putting his business out there. He always talk about it. Mac for a long time had connections in the Atlanta Hawks front office. So I'm not sure if he still does, but at one point he did. So, but I have been told by a couple people that Kuminga would have some interest with the Pelicans, not just the Pelicans, but he would have some interest with the Pelicans, but it would probably have to be in a sign and trade type scenario based on the money he's looking for and maybe like the length of years for the contract. Because I've never seen many players. It happens. I think Quentin Grimes got like 4 years on the MLE or something along those lines, but I don't see too many players get like 5 or 4 years on an MLE deal. So I think, in a sign and trade, it has to be a minimum of 3 years. So I think it would have to be more of a sign and trade type scenario because the Pelicans don't have the full MLE available also.
I would welcome Kuminga coming in. That's just what it boils down to. Like if we're talking about the wing rotation being Kuminga, Trey, Sadiq Bey, Bryce, I feel real comfortable about that.
Okay. Sound good. All right. So let's look at the homie Jeremy. He say, what's one risk you're willing to take this offseason and you're running an operation? I got my risk. I'm going to get some bonus. And I don't think it's that great of a risk. I'm going to get some bonus somehow.
You know what I would do, bro? I ain't gonna lie. I would, if we talking about a pick, if it cost a pick, I would give up a pick for what?
For Khalil Webb?
Yes, I would give up a pick for Webb, and not think twice about it. If they told me give me Hawkins in a first, unprotected first, I'd probably do it.
Unprotected first?
I would.
Oh boy, I have to think where was this fucking animal, and I like I would have to think that.
I just look at it like if I turned Hawkins, who possibly not gonna play, into where a player that I don't have a chance of getting, and then where with his skill set possibly would be my future of the center. If I got Mosley to get him together, like I look at it that like it just solves so, and I still got Eves, I still got Carlo, I still got he solidifies. Like to me, a pick is worth solidifying
that position.
For the cost, then he only on a rookie scale deal for the next couple seasons.
I think he gonna have a good year. The only thing I wonder about is, and this could have just been motherfuckers talking, but I kind of wonder, like, why everybody got something bad to say about him? Like, and that's the only thing I wonder. Like,
I don't care.
Something gotta be like, because the only reason I care is because it's like with Cam Thomas. So where it's like, now hold on now, wait a minute, because it might be something here, because what the fuck is happening? Like, why
asked me the risk. That's the risk.
It is risky. That's why I'm just that's the only reason why I would have some apprehension. Gun to my head.
That's why I do it though.
Yeah.
So the risk is what I lose. So I lose the first, but that still don't mean he can't play. And that still don't mean he ain't the best big on your roster.
Yeah, and that also don't mean that he won't be better than whoever you drafted.
Yeah, that don't mean he won't be productive. And you telling me next year's draft is a weak draft anyway. So
yeah, I don't be trusting niggas when they say that.
I was willing to trade every
draft. I think every draft a gamble. No, yeah. I'm just speaking about that draft thing generally. Yeah. Like this year, like Nate Ament had a really good game tonight, but before that he scored 5, 6, and 7 points. And nigga, like, this is the best draft you ever seen. And it's like, it could be, but
and then all of these dudes could be trash. Like when
it's like every nigga, like once we get to the league, the real league, and you're not playing against plumbers and shit, you're like, wait, boy, you slow as the fuck.
People get hurt. You like knees start like no, like it's a lot of shit that happened throughout like people's careers that derails a career. We're assuming everybody healthy and in the ideal situation, and then you hope for that.
And that shit happens for real. So
come on, man.
Audio facts say my other one would be. Nah, I ain't gonna say that just yet, because I don't really know what I would get for it. But it ain't even worth saying, because I don't even know what I would get for it.
I know another risky one that I don't think is a risk, but I just personally like the player and I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
I would try to turn Herb into Shaden. I like Shaden Sharp though. So that's just me personally. I just want
what's the risk there?
I probably have to give up a pick to do it.
You give a pick for Shaden Sharp right now?
No, Shaden on a 5-year. So I look at Shaden on a 5-year, $22 million deal or something like that. Like it's I look at him like a cheaper version of Jalen Green. Like I think the upside potentially is there. I think he could score. He got size. He athletic. Like no, I just want. That's what I.
Ain't Sharp like 6'4"?
I think he like 6'6".
Is he? I thought nigga like
6'4".
I could be wrong.
I think he like 6'6".
I just wish Shaden Sharp could shoot, bro. That's all I wish.
He could score. Yeah, like
it said Shaden Sharp. Like I googled his name. First thing popped up is like 3 Shaden Sharp trades. I think he's the obvious trade candidate. It's just about who gonna go get him and what you getting them for.
It would be me. It will be me, though. I'm telling you, boy. I like saying, I couldn't have the power, though.
I'm just trying to think where I would play him. Like, look, I forgot, bro. Shout out to Bob. He a Blazers fan. Shout out to Bob.
Yeah. Son, I'll play him right next to. It'll be Fizz. Him and Fizz will be my backcourt of the future. Dude, like 23. It'll be fit, though. Boy, we gonna be offensive.
I'm thinking about him and like because him and Jalen Green, they be reminding me of the same player. Cause I was like, oh, you a freak athlete, but you like the most inefficient motherfucker. Because I thought he was gonna be a pissy 3-point shooter. Shaden Sharp, because he's an incredible athlete.
But look, I'm hoping for is I create so many mismatches and easy opportunities. Like my future starting lineup hypothetically would be something like Fizz, Trey, Z, Shaden, and Khalil Ware, and we just gonna out athlete the fuck out you. Everybody can shoot. everybody could run, everybody could jump. Like we fat though.
Bob say we need a forward. Y'all need a guard. We Gucci. Hey, call
All
it.
right.
Y'all need a
I'm
forward.
telling
Hey,
Yeah,
y'all. All right, y'all need.
y'all
need Herb.
You can have a Herb Jones, boy.
To me, he said trade Poole for a center, maybe someone from Cleveland, Jared Allen. I think they probably be looking to trade Herb for Jared. I think Cleveland will want that type of forward. They need some defense on the perimeter after they lost Dean and they lost Keon Ellis. Damn, them motherfuckers, they lost all their defense.
And DeAndre Hunter gone now too. So
yeah, he with the Kings, right? So
what
the fuck? Y'all ain't got no perimeter defense. Whoa, Dad, what's the deal? He said could Fizz lead the Pelicans to a chip.
Yep.
I'm gonna say he got the mentality for it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say no. Like I don't know. I don't know. I'm saying I gotta believe. I have to believe that somebody gonna be able to bring us to victory. I don't think he could be the best player, but I think he could be,
yeah, that would be my position as well. I think he got the mentality to do it. He got a winner's mentality that we've seen so far. I still don't think small guards can lead you to a championship because again, we talk about the Knicks. The Knicks got fucking
everybody else.
Everybody like 6'7", 6'8", except for Josh Hart. And you got a 7-footer and Cat. It's just like it's kind of tough when you look at it like that. But I do think Fizz he definitely trended in the right direction. I think you got to get another elite perimeter player that can really help push you over the top.
Give me Khalil, dog.
Audio facts say
Khalil well go, bro. Now you brought that trauma back up.
Audio facts say how many wins this season, fellas?
I think it's too soon to tell. I got a minimum 40.
That's the minimum?
40. Yeah, I got a cool. I'm giving Mosley the cool. If we healthy, like right now, we going into the season healthy all season. I got a cool 40 minimum.
If they don't do nothing, I'm giving them. But they won 26 last year. They don't do nothing. I'm giving them 33.
Really?
I'm giving 33 because I'm like I can't give you no grace like that. Because the reason I say it is because I don't think DeJounte is good. I don't think Herb is good. You got questions at center, and you ain't addressed the shooting at all. So the only thing I'm really counting on is that Herb ain't gonna be that bad. DeJounte ain't gonna be that bad. Zion gonna be a little better. Mosley's gonna be better, and maybe hopefully Eve take another step. But everywhere else is kind of like I guess I could ask Trey to defend better.
Well, what I bet on, I bet on Mosley being better. I bet on better usage of the lineup, right? Just starting and playing a center. I don't imagine Poole's DNPs. I imagine Fizz taking the lead, right? Having Bryce for the full season, as opposed to he was a two-way and had to work his way through the rotation and then had to actually start getting minutes. So like to have everything from the beginning of the season, and not to mention if Eves takes a step, if Carlo takes a step, you know what I mean? Yeah, Sadiq Bey was 1 year off of the knee. You know what I'm saying? Now he got
I don't think he could possibly play better.
Well, I ain't saying he played better, but I'm saying like if you could just believe and trust your body another year and just be that again consistently.
I think what did I say? 32.
And I think the West weak, personally.
I think the West weaker than the East.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think where your gimme wins coming from. Like if what team you play in it's always one. But what team you play in the West to where you just like head and shoulders above right now? It ain't a lot of
nobody know. I don't think nobody know yet.
Yeah,
nobody yet.
I think
Sac.
I can make an argument that Sacramento is slick side better than the Pelicans. Not saying they is, but I'm like,
so you was I get it.
Like, no, I'm saying that because like let's say Sabonis, like Zion is clearly the best player between both teams. Clearly.
Yeah.
But let's say now we go into the second, third, fourth, fifth player, and it's like, well, Sabonis would be the second best player. Levine ain't a bad player, so let's say Levine third best.
You think Levine think Levine better than Trey at this point?
Yeah, he better.
Or like Trey. You think he that much better than Trey?
I can't give a nigga 2 All-Stars. That like I can't give a nigga who just had 2 All-Stars and be averaging 28.
He ain't have no All-Star in a minute.
Zion either.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
So, but I'm like, and Sabonis, he's like a former all defense nigga. I'm sorry, all NBA nigga. So I'm like, I don't think the Pelicans just head and shoulders talented in front of niggas now. So much of it has to do with this playing up to your potential. Like everybody got to just play up to potential. But here's the thing. It's just like having a gun. Other niggas got guns too. Other teams can play up their potential too. So like if Sabonis like I'm healthy all season, Renard already looked like he gonna be the best or second best big man out this draft.
How you think he performed in his summer league game the other day?
Renard?
Yeah.
Like the nigga amazing. I think that motherfucker gave the Pelicans the blues every time he played, and that was as a rookie. That's a big strong ass dude. So I'm like
the other day, how did he do? I don't think he did well the other day.
And then like last season when we played his not doing well to me.
That boy was some trash the other day in summer league.
What he did?
He played he only played 15 minutes, but he was 1 for 3, 4 rebounds, 7 turnovers.
That's the game he came out and said he wasn't good.
I don't know. It was the other day. I watched him. I was like, "Ooh, that boy that took a." Again, I think it was his first game or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'll say this, man.
And I'm only saying this because I can't be the person like.
I'm not overly like just believing in my team above.
Yeah,
other team.
That's why I don't want to give the Pelicans too much benefit of doubt. But like last season versus the Pelicans, Renard averaged 20 and 11. Well, 20. This motherfucker averaged 20 and 12. Versus
he was good.
Yeah, the motherfucker was cold. So I'm only like putting them.
How many times we beat them last season? What it was like 3-1, 2-1, something like that.
I know they beat the fuck out of us once.
Yeah, I think we beat them 3 out of 4 times.
Yeah, and he played 3 times, but that's a team that was actively tanking and you wasn't. So that's why I'm like the last time he played the Pelicans, I think this nigga Cole. He had 28, 9, and 4. I think it was a few months ago. That's why I'm saying with the Pelicans, it's like your problems are still your problems, right? I'm not shout out to Bob. I disagree. We talking about Maxine Renard, Marley G. Like, I don't think you really worry about stopping a person like Wemby. I think you just worry about scoring on them. Because I think Wemby defense is just over. I think, though, I already talked about Wemby. I think 90% of Wemby's game is that I'm 7'5". Wemby don't got no kind of game to me. Like, he can shoot. Like, but I think he just 7'5". Like, the nigga he don't even got to jump. Like,
he don't naturally be cold, but I just again though, I'm not like I'm looking at the standards right now. Like I said, Houston don't frighten me. Like Houston used to frighten me. Another year, KD, I just don't know though.
You know what? What I started looking at was the roster. Like we spoke earlier, that's why I was like, you know what? Looking at the standings, I'm like, well, you was bad. We not gonna be that bad. But when I start looking at the rosters, I'm like, well, Houston didn't have Fred VanVleet last year. They got Dorian Finney-Smith off the books. It's KD. Tyrese and back. That Steven Adams was hurt. Like they got a couple things. Well, and I'm only talking about teams. I'm talking about the teams just in our tier. Just in our tier, like, and I think the teams in our tier is like all the weird teams. Like it's the Pelicans, the Bay teams, which is Golden State, Sacramento, Memphis, Dallas, and Phoenix. And I'll say everybody else is like a step above. So I'm like, out of those teams, I think you got some action with a couple of them, but I'm
Mhm.
like, you ain't made a single improvement to the roster. Even a small improvement would get you over the hump. So that's why I'm like, well, fuck, you gotta do something because
I don't think adding like a let's say they added Nick Richards. I don't think Nick
I don't think
Richards.
that would. Well, by
Yeah,
small
I'm saying.
improvement, yeah, I don't think that would
Oh,
help.
okay. I'm about to say I don't think a Nick Richards
No,
move like makes.
yeah, not him, but like I
Okay,
think hypothetically speaking, I'm trying to think of somebody who was just
Kuminga.
not even him. I would say if Jordan Hawkins could shoot, period, right? Let's say Jordan
Mhm.
Hawkins shot 38%. Like let's say he shot 38% from three, and he was gonna play some real minutes. You're like, wait a minute, bro could get you, he could get about 9-10 points. Like he gonna be like, I think that would put you over the hump in certain situations because you could just count on some of the other guys taking a bit of a step, and the threat of a real shooter would help you like an additional 9-10 points, especially when your average of loss is about 10 points, 10 to 12 points.
What you think Poole gonna average off the bench?
Bro, I give him about 16 to 18, maybe.
You think they factoring that in, or like when you think about like the teams that play? Because again, he was getting DNPs.
Oh, and the Clippers too. My bad. The Clippers would be in that range as well.
Like he was getting DNPs.
He was.
So I'm like, if I'm gonna just take 16 points just out of my lineup, even people be talking about he played bad, but even when he played bad, bro, some of the nights he played bad, he was still 12 to 14. So
yeah, I think it's kind of like the Herb Jones effect for some people. Like, what I mean by that is like, yeah, he giving me a little bit offensively, but defensively he's like a liability. So get him out of here. And it's like, well, I can respect that argument. I think just again, like for me, I'm like, all right, if we talking about eternal growth and like internal growth, and it's like, okay, well, for internal growth, these guys, some of them can't play no worse. Like they couldn't be worse. Whoa, what was a Savage? So like, let's say they back. Let's say internal growth gets you to 32 wins. Let's say everybody dropping their nuts gets you to about 32 wins. Let's say Mosley helping out. That gets you to, let's say they get you 36 wins.
36.
I can give you 36 wins. That's 10 more wins, right? That's 10 more wins. And you in the West. So you playing Luka 4 times a year. You playing like some of them guys 4 times a year. So and nobody should be tanking this year. That's about 36 wins right there. That's 10 more. People would be happy with that. How can we need, if we could get that shooting and some of that rebounding, you could get to the 40s off the rip, like, cause and that's why I'm just like, come on, like we gotta make some shake, bro.
I think it's too soon. We too soon in the off season to judge. We don't even know what the schedule look like yet.
I don't think it matters.
I think it matters.
Think about this, right? Last season we talked about the schedule, and we like, well, based on this, et cetera, it should go this way. Now, in Murphy's Law, like whenever shit can go wrong, it will.
Yeah.
When we played the Clippers, I think the Clippers were like 0-2 or 0-3. That was the third game of the season for us. We played the Clippers.
Talking about Boston?
I'm sorry. We played Celtics. Played Boston. Boston beat the Shots. Zion's hurt beat the Shots. Right? Then we like, damn, they was on the second night of a back-to-back.
Yeah.
And then we lost to the Clippers. Now Zion came back because he was suspended.
Yeah, that's when Poole had 30 off the bench.
Yeah, Poole got 30 off the bench. Kawhi Walker's down with a game winner. And it's just like, you started 0-2 and you led in both of them games versus San Antonio and Memphis.
Yep.
That was Ja Morant's first game back.
Yep.
That's why I'm like, y'all got so little room for error. And that's when you had everybody, except for like DeJounte. But if DeJounte played, DeJounte not stopping no fucking Ja. And on top of that, y'all led by like 12, 15 points, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all had a nice lead. I remember this. Y'all had a nice lead, and Zion was cold, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Herb had a good game that game.
What game?
Game 1. Herb game 1 wasn't bad. Game 2 was terrible.
I'm trying. I can't even remember. I thought he had a
Herb
bad
game one was solid. Herb game one
I
was
gotta go
solid.
back. I
He had
thought
like 16. Like he couldn't stop Ja, and that's the issue. They kept leaving him one-on-one with Willie, confidently just leaving him one-on-one with Ja, and he just confidently getting torched. That's what the issue was.
like,
And then I think he got in foul trouble, but he played all right game one.
like, let's say because this offseason, Phoenix got better. Brought in Miles
Did they?
Bridges.
Miles Bridges, yeah.
Brought in Bridges. Milo Wack having a really promising summer league for him.
Mm-hmm.
They brought back all their guys. I think the only person they lost, and they didn't lose them yet, but the only person they lost really was Nick Richards. Portland may have gotten better. They got Ja. We don't know what the fuck going on with them. They've brought in some people.
Yeah.
Right? You could say the Clippers got worse. Golden State stood pat for the most part. Well, they got their rookie. If I want to give them some credit, I say you got a tiny bit better. And the Pelicans didn't do anything yet. Dallas got better. Got Santi. Got Mo Johnson. They got somebody. Kyrie gonna be back. Memphis. I don't think they're gonna tank necessarily, but
they're gonna let the young dudes go do whatever they do.
Yeah, they let the young dudes do their thing. So let's see, and whatever with them. Sacramento, they just stood pat for the most part. Utah got better. So, and they're not gonna tank. So it's like you the only one in this pack that's not really improving. And again, just like other teams can have internal growth. No, just like you can have internal growth.
Yeah, they other can. Teams, their players gonna get better.
Yeah, like
their
if Garland
gonna get better
all year and Brandon just has an incredible year. Which these two things I doubt. But let's just say both of them happen. And it's like, well, they can be at least as good as you. Even though I think the Pelicans better on paper.
So I look at it like if everybody, let's assume everybody play healthy and play their best. If everybody play their best, I still got you better than like good enough to make the play-in. If everybody play their best.
So you got them at what, like 7, 8?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if internal growth and everybody plays the best they can play, right? And that's not assuming that other teams won't play worse or have stretches of the season where they're hurt. And like, you got to do the best you can to stay. Like the year that Sacramento was the 3 seed, the West was just completely toe up, right? So you got to do your best to capitalize when you got opportunities.
And them boys was super healthy too.
Yes, bro. They had maybe
they was balling. They was
playing well, but like, you know, two things can be true.
Yeah.
So you just got to make sure you do your part and making sure you prepared, ready to go, locked in or whatever. So when KD burner account go off and you got Houston the next week, you got to win. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to just make sure you do your part. Because every team, every season has moments during the season where they go through they trials and tribulations or whatever. Yeah, you just gotta, and again, it's for every team, but you gotta be able to capitalize on those moments. Also, if you don't make the move now, if the opportunity comes during the season that didn't present itself, you gotta be willing to make that move. Yeah, because that tips the scales as well. Kyrie just be like, this shit ain't working, though. Like, I need out.
That's why, to me, bro, it's so important that you start fast. And it's like, just go
stay afloat with.
Just stay afloat, bro. Just stay afloat, bro. Just tread water. That's why I'm like, bro, just go get whatever you're gonna get, and let's start integrating it. Because one thing you're right, and one thing we're not accounting for is the new coach factor. Don't take the coach a little time. Like, you know,
it take time to get adjusted. It's a different style of playing.
And it's like some of y'all been together, but you niggas don't play together. Like Herb, you missed some games. Trey, you missed some games. Zion missed games. DeJounte ain't playing 2 years.
With the new coach thing is that works two ways. One, where sometimes for some teams, it takes time for you to adjust to what the coach asking you to do. Other times you beat the fuck out people because they not used to you playing this style of basketball. So like when like they see this team that historically for the last 5 years has played this particular way, and then it's something completely different than what you've seen before, it's like, I don't really know how to adjust to this talent playing this way. That's similar to what happened with, and again, they did bring in some vets also, and Cade took a leap, but that's similar to what happened in Detroit.
With Bickerstaff,
Bickerstaff got that, and them motherfuckers look completely different in what they was doing than when Monty was there. And then it's like, oh, well, this works. This works for everybody.
And just like that, also, Dallas has a new coach. Kyrie hasn't played in the season. Who else? Doug Christie's a terrible coach. Memphis has a new coach. Ja's gone. Jaren Jackson Jr. is gone. Utah, I think Utah is going to be good, period. But
it's a lot of questions in the West.
Clippers.
Portland got a new coach.
Yeah, Portland got a new coach, which is what the fuck with their situation, which is very weird. You implement Ja into a new system. It'll be interesting to see how Ja and Denny coexist. No LeBron with the Lakers. I don't know if they need him necessarily, but no LeBron with the Lakers. We don't know what Denver's going to do just yet. Like it's a lot of.
They coach terrible too.
That's why to me, I'm like, bro, Mosley ain't got no super. Like to my understanding, knowledge, and viewing offense, like their offense, you ain't got no super duper complex offense you about to run.
No,
you can implement things in spurt. Like it's gonna be a lot of point Zion. It's gonna be a lot of like simple A to B basketball for you to start fast. That's why I'm just like, we got to get a shooter. We got to get some more shooting. I got to get another center. Maybe they feel like the shooting already on the team.
I don't know. That's why I asked you the other day. You think Hulk gonna play?
Oh no! Look, if they do feel like the shooting on the team, he's not included. But when we look at Bryce's numbers, Bryce shot well. Sadiq shot well. Off ball, DeJounte 39% catch and shoot shooter hit for his career. Zion may take some more shots. So we'll see, bro. Hopefully Carlo get a couple more opportunities. We'll see. They got to make some additions to the roster, though. I hope my entire point of this show was you can't count on internal growth 100%. I know they're out there working, willing, and dealing. I just hope we can bring some of these deals home, close some of these deals. We hitting camp 100% in lockstep. Everybody know who gonna be here. Whatever, we can get to these camp battles and these position battles. We going into preseason because God forbid Eve twists his ankle in preseason like Looney got hurt.
Oh my God,
and
bro.
we like, all right, what we about to do? Stuff like
now we screwed.
And I'm like, God damn. So that's why you gotta you gotta account for shit that could go wrong. So shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Tell the people they can find you at, bro.
As always, man, y'all catch me at Pals in the Blender on YouTube, bro. Or you can catch me at Just Say Davis on X.
Yes, indeed, man. Catch me here on the No Pick Show, aka In Your League. Instagram, YouTube, Twitter at ChatterChat, CHADDACHAZ. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to Coach Sham guy who's having a very quality summer league. I see the difference in the defensive intensity and the will and the not giving up. Of course, most of these guys aren't NBA players, so the execution is going to be a little bit questionable. But shout out to them dudes, and man, keep hooping, keep chasing it, and hope to see some of you guys in the league, man. Much respect to y'all. And hold on, one last thing. Shout out to Malik Deal. Malik Deal had a rough one. I think he's gonna get a camp invite though. If he keep playing with that motor, like I saw him give up a defensive rebound. I saw him give up an offensive rebound to the opposing team, but I saw him go get an offensive rebound on the other end. So I'm like, but like efficiency wise, he was bad today.
Yeah, he had a rough day.
Yeah, but shout out to him. So, all right, y'all, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the hype button. We out. Peace.